Hello, 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 welcome, 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 welcome. Yes, it's not Fallout Friday today, we've got all this X-Wing to do Friday instead. Welcome one and all, that's why the camera's a long way away, so I can get all this stuff in. Welcome one and all, it's Friday. This is probably going to be a two-part stream, probably now and tomorrow. Because I've suddenly realised I've got like from issue 36 all the way up to issue 50 and I've kind of got a bit backlogged. I've had 3 deliveries and I forgot there's 5 in each one now, so yeah, so we're going to crack on with this probably today and tomorrow. I might even do one this evening, but we'll see how that goes. Now very quickly I'm just going to do something with my buttons, just make sure my buttons work. No, they're not working. Let me just check that. 1 second, Focarinos. Momento per favore. It wouldn't be the same if my hardware and software didn't fall on its ass. 1 moment, please. Kajita's adjusting things. Thank you, please. Yeah.
Slap it on.
Yes, Ted is activated. All is well with the world. Jolly good. Yes, anyway, welcome, welcome. It's that time of the week when it's not that time of the week. I'm catching up on the X-Wing. So, yes, as always, this is one of my typical streams. I'll be on for till probably 6 or 7 o'clock. Go for 3 or 4 hours before I have to go and sort the dinner out. I'm just going to crack on with this. It's more wing, I'm afraid, more engine with some of the bits. If you've never seen one of my streams before, I do recommend, you can see the chat there, I do recommend you come and join the live chat because it's pretty much all about hanging out in the live chat with your mates. I just happen to be on in the background. So do come and join the live chat. Guthorm is here. He's monitoring the live chat. You can't see him, but he's there. He's monitoring the live chat for you. So have fun in the live chat. If you're watching this anywhere other than YouTube, so if you're watching it embedded on Facebook or Twitter or Patreon, then do click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right-hand corner. That will take to the YouTube page where you can watch the video and join in the live chat. And you don't have to, but it's really cool if you do. Before we get going, as always, quick shout out to the people that make all my content possible. First and foremost, my beautiful, beautiful patrons and channel members. My patrons even, who support me at patreon.com/modelmakingguru. There's an address down there. You can see if you want to become a patron yourself. And of course, my YouTube members who become members just by clicking the YouTube. No, they haven't. They've joined. Hang on, coffee emergency. Already in with the coffee, yes. They've become YouTube channel members by clicking the join button underneath any one of my videos. And again, they all support this channel financially. They keep it going, they keep the lights on. And we have more lights today. You may notice, hopefully everything looks a bit clearer now. I've got I got that new light the other week. I've got a second one now, so I've got 2 lights. I've got 1 light there and 1 light there. Then I've got 1 light there and 1 light there. You can't see that. I've got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 2 up there, and 1 way over there that's just a kind of a room light that's not very useful. So I've got all these lights now. Basically, if I look anywhere except here, I'm blinded. I'm looking at the sun. So, yeah. So hopefully it'll look a bit clearer. So we're going to crack on with this. I'm going to make a start, but fairly, I'm just going to dive straight in because I've got a lot to do. I'll have a quick look at the chat very, very quickly. Lynn Dipple did pop in earlier on. Says, bummer, got to go to work. Catch you on the rerun. Take care, Lynn. Oh, one other thing as well. I'm going to be using my new space helmet of seeing, which is not a helmet, which is my little flippy floppy visor thing. So I'm going to be giving them a go if I need them. I've got my bottle bottom glasses on so I can see what I'm doing and read the chat. So hopefully today you might see a bit of back of my head action like this. I probably suspect you will, but hopefully what you won't see, because it won't be there, is my visor of seeing coming in all the time in the shot. So hopefully I won't get too much of back of my head. So Lynn Dipple was the first in that I've got. We've got Mordracker, who's in. Common Road Junction. Hi, Fox. Hi, Archie. Sorry to hear about your channel. No subs disappearing. Hope they come back. I don't know what that's about. Archie, do tell me what that is, if you've had some YouTube problems. And Common Road Junction, Archie says, no worries. Think it's just a glitch. Tell me what's going on. Skullfish is in. Skullfish. I haven't got a button for Skull. I've only got 1 button.
Slap it on.
And it's that one, and I can't sacrifice that button for anything. Not for anyone. Nobody gets me to sacrifice the Ted button. Sorry, that's how it works. But welcome, Skullfish. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Hey, Paul, hope you're doing okay, my friend. Hope you're recovering nicely. Andy Busby. My mate Andy Busby. Hey Andy, mate, dude, you've seen Andy Busby. You remember on that video on my channel where he's my very good mate, and I donated my heavy warms to him, and he made it. It was his first Gumpler. Welcome, Busby. You don't get often chance. Wow, words. Hang on. Oh. He doesn't often get a chance to come in the streams, and very rarely comes in the chat. So welcome, Andy. Please stick around and chat and be nice to everybody and have a good time. I'll make you a mod if you want. You should be a mod anyway. I don't know why you're not. Never mind. If you change your YouTube profile. Anyway, he's my good mate Andy. He's got the DeAgostini Falcon. If you want to know who got my DeAgostini Falcon, yeah, that's Busby. My mate Busby's got that. So yes, that's where my DeAgostini Falcon went. Never past the cockpit. Where are we? Coffee not tea, says Common Road Junction. I drink coffee. Yum. I don't do tea anymore. The difficulty is, amongst all my other ailments I seem to be going through at the minute, various dental issues, I've had to drop back on sugar because I've got very sensitive teeth because I'm old now and grew up in the 70s. So I can't drink like stuff with, like, I can't eat or drink a lot of sugary food now because it irritates my teeth. And I can't drink tea, even Barry's tea, the best tea in the world. I can't drink Barry's tea without like a whole bucket full of sugar in it. So I can't drink tea now. Coffee. I mean, I normally drink coffee anyway. I just drink tea in the summer sometimes when it's hot. And it's nice, refreshing. But only, Super Chat is not working, says Mordraka. Why is it not working? That's not good. I was going to say, if you want to do Super Chat, give it a try, but I don't know why it's not working. That could be a YouTube issue. What happens when you press the button? Your Super Chat may not work if you are on if you've got pop-ups. Okay, if you're on desktop and you've got pop-ups disabled, if you've got an ad blocker, pop-up blocker, it will block the pop-up, and that's why Super Chat won't work on desktop. If you're on mobile, it might not work because it's on mobile, and YouTube's crap on mobile. Greetings, everyone, says Candygram. Welcome, Candygram. But thank you for trying, Mordraka. Yes, if you're on desktop and you've got any pop-up blockers or anything, I've got like ad block. It stops pop-ups. I have to turn that off. And if you've got any extensions, if you've got, say, Chrome or something, got anything that stops HTML5 autoplay, that may also have an effect on the Super Chat. But if you'd like to support this channel, you can do a Super Chat. It's the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. You go through that and it puts your comment in a big coloured box so I can't miss it. And you also support the channel. Do keep in mind, of course, I've got the chat in front of me. I'll do my best to read the comments on my old man eyes, but it is in front of me. If you want to get my attention, please do, because it gives us stuff to talk about. Please simply put your comment in big fat capital letters, or if you wish to, you can do a Super Chat like I've just said. That puts it in a coloured box, and I can't possibly miss your comment then. If you do it in capitals, I'll have a better chance of seeing it, because it's all a blur from this distance. Andy Busby, I am supposed to be working. Oh, excellent, good girl. So you're skiving off from work. Yeah, work schmirk. So from now on, you're Bandy Ubsy. Bandy Ubsy, not Andy Busby, who's supposed to be at work, but Bandy Ubsy, who is somebody else completely different. Nearly knocked my screws over. Somebody else completely different who is not supposed to be at work right now. Bandy Ubsy. I won't remember that. Blank screen, no blockers on pop-ups, work fine in another stream. It's probably a YouTube issue then, I don't know. I can't help you with that, unfortunately, which is annoying. But if anybody else has a problem with it, do let me know. It should be working. Does it give you the option and it pops up a thing and you can't? I don't know. It's a YouTube problem, I suspect. But if anybody else wants to do a Super Chat and finds the same problem, let me know. I'll need to let YouTube know. That will be annoying. Common Road Junction confirms if he goes into his YouTube channel, subscribers, it says no subscribers. But if I go into another device, nothing changed. It's strange. That's weird. Yeah, YouTube's probably having some issues, I reckon. Don't lose your screws, Fox, says Common Road Junction. Yeah, probably a YouTube issue. Right. Let's crack on. We are on to issue 36. I have all these issues to do. Yeah. Hopefully some of these will be real quick, like screw two things together and we are done. But we'll find out. Anyway, I'm going to take my socks off because it's really warm. Ooh, warm. Now, I was hoping to start a little earlier. I was hoping to start about midday today. But I had two things to do. I had to go and take a load of cardboard boxes to the recycling because we had like a mountain of cardboard boxes. But I also had to wait for a guy to come and fix a flat tyre on my car because I was going to do the boxes yesterday and got out there and was like, oh, my back tyre's completely flat. Fudge. So, yeah. I had to wait for him to turn up. I didn't know what time he was coming, so... right, so issue 36 of the Build Your Own Swing. Star Wars Battlefront Flying your own X-Wing, don't care. I don't like EA. I have no approval of EA games at all. I'm not interested in EA games with their cash-grabbing, loot box nonsense shenanigans. They're just an evil corporation. I'm not interested in them. Rio Durant, getaway specialist. Good film that was. I like that character. Don't remember anything about it. It's a problem with the modern Star Wars films. I just don't remember them. There's nothing stuck out as memorable. And then we're into the building. And on the back we have a screenshot from Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, I have no interest in Battlefront anyway, at the best of times, but I have nothing but a dislike of EA and their money-grabbing nonsense, loot boxes. Sorry, surprise mechanics. Yeah, pride and accomplishment, my backside. Anyway, did you use words a bit stronger than fudge, says Common Road Junction. Oh yes, I probably did. I'm going to try not to swear today, but I might swear. This is the X-Wing and it might have issues. Right, so we need the bits for part 36. Now, I was very clever and conscientious. I did actually sort these bags into order, like literally about 2.5 minutes before the stream started, so shut up. So we have issue number 4, please. Issue number 30. I've got to find somewhere to put. I need a box to put all these bits of bag in, don't I? Fudge. I haven't got a box for these bags. I can't leave them lying on the floor. I'm gonna have to. Oh. I'll put them back in the. I'll put them there. So we have some cockpit and Gefahrten parts. It would seem. Well, we have the targeting computer. He switched off his targeting computer. Use the force, look. And hang on, I'm just having chair issues. As always, this has gone wonderfully well and well planned. So yes, it's nice to see you, Andy, in the chat. So let's get all these bits out. We have many screws as always. I'll put these bits. Ooh, it's wibbly wobbly. Oh, it's rubber. Ooh, it's like rubbery. It's like rubbery. It's wibbly wobbly. So I'll put those there. Now I am being very careful in organising my screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. These are XW07 because of course they are. You chunder. Right, okay, I'll add a 7 then, shall I? Where's me Sharpie? Flipping hell. Right, so these are randoms, but I'll make the... hang on. I don't know what they are. I've not got enough spaces now. Right, hang on. It's all gone to pot and I've not even started yet. Right, let's get these plastic nonsenses out. Oh, there's some magnets in there. Tell you what, then let's get these out that are all exploded towards the magnet. Let's just get those out of there, shall we? I don't know what these ones in here are. So we'll just sacrifice them to the god of get out of here. Oh, God, I can't even pick them up. Right. Where's this? Let's do it the easy way. Magnets. How do they work? Well, I didn't think of that in the first place. I don't know what they are, you see, so we'll just munge them all in together. So this can be 7. If we come up with an 8, we're going to be a bit... I'm going to have to get another divider tidy box, aren't I? I don't know. Right, so XW07. Roger, cutting now. 07, which are probably exactly the same as one of the other screws, but never mind. XW02. So Busby, how far have you got on your Falcon yet, or have you even started it? Inquiring minds demand to know, because what you probably don't realise is that for the past 3 years, people have just hounded me non-stop. When am I going to finish my DeAgostini Falcon? So as the new owner of my DeAgostini Falcon, when are you going to finish the DeAgostini Falcon? Sorry. Yes. I can't get this last screw out. Do feel free to take the cockpit apart, by the way. The glue probably didn't do a very good job of sticking it all together, so you might do better. Okay, get these pieces out. I'm going to try and barrel through this today. I want to try and get as much done as possible, but we shall see. Right, so take the parts of the life support system and targeting computer, including the assembly from stage 35. Oh. Hang on. Right, remind me where the assembly from stage 30 is. including the assembly from stage 35, which is probably that bit, I think. I don't know. Previously on phones. I think that's the assembly from stage 35. Yes, it looks about right. Cockpit and canopy pistons. Yes, they are. So, fit the pin of one of the small details. Wow, that's really helpful. Which small details from where? Do you mean the small details that come in this bag here? Wow. One of the small... Please attach the part to another part. How to draw now. 1. Draw 2 circles. 2. Fit the part to the other part. Told you I'm not swearing. Ooh, Paul Di Tommaso has done a Canadian space dollar. Thank you very much, Paul. So at least we know Super Chat's working, thank goodness. Thank you very much for that, Paul. That's very kind of you. You didn't need to do that, but at least it's tested it now. I suspect it's possibly something at Mordraka's end, or it could be... it could just be an issue with YouTube at that moment. Thank you very much. Notice how Andy's gone quiet now. He's not telling us how far he's got with the Falcon. I tried that. There you go. Thank you very much. I tried that going quiet and not answering the question. When are you going to do it? I gave up in the end. I wasn't going to win. Okay, so this needs to go into there. On camera, there's my centre point there. It's like Centre Parks, but spelled differently. Ooh. Goes on like the actual see. I need my helmet of seeing. It's a little tiny part and I can't see. Apply my tiny helmet of seeing. Oops, which I've just dropped. 1 second. Flying now, sir. There we go. Oh, I can see everything in the world now. I can see France from here. It's not that great a magnification. Okay, why is this not going in? It's going to be a very tight. The only downside, of course, when I put these things on, I can't quite see chat. And I hope you're not just seeing the back of my head. That one goes on that side. I'm not going to glue anything in. Doesn't seem to press the detail all the way down into the slot in the console. It doesn't particularly seem to want to go in on that side. I'm guessing it's not on that side then, isn't it? Okay, these parts are, I think, chiral. As in they have a left side. Oh, do they? Oh, no, they don't. Okay. Okay. I thought they were chiral, had like a left side and a right side, but they don't appear to have that. It's not going in. Part 1, and I'm already messing it up. Gone in there. Okay. Push it in all the way. Okay, it seems that when you do these two parts, one will go on one side and one will go on the other, and they won't fit the other way around. But there's no indication as to which one is which, so just kind of wing it. It doesn't say that. It says one of the details, not the left or the right one. Look at this, right? When I want to read the chat, I can just go, flip that up. How cool is that? EC Idaho, hey ho, Fox and all. Welcome, EC Idaho. Hooray, it works, says Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Hi, Common Road Junction, says Andy Busby. William Rayborn is in. Good morning, William. Andy Busby still not answering the important question that we asked him. Now it says, align the U-shaped detail with the console this way round. Press the pins on each end into these holes on the console, which I can't quite see because there's a reflection from my studio lights. It's studio light, like I'm in a studio. So that goes in. This is disturbingly fleshy, this part. I have to tell you this. It's disturbingly weird. Fleshy. Squeegee. Okay, so that's quite a loose fit. Now, I'm not going to glue anything on the interior of the cockpit. My plan is to get this whole thing built, and then once it's built, strip it back down again and paint it. And I have been gluing some parts together, like I need to wipe my nose, like the interiors of the engines, because you can't see the interiors of the engines and nobody cares. So once it's painted, you're never going to see inside those wings. I'm not really fussed about them so much, and I have glued on a few little greebles here and there. But I think with the cockpit, I'll leave things loose just in case I need to take things apart. I mean, that isn't staying at all. That would need to eventually be glued, I think, because that's just going to fall out. Wibbly wobbly. Align the targeting computer display with the console this way round. There. Needs to go this way round. So that goes where? And press the square pins on the end. I can't see this at all. Into the slot on the console. There. Okay. Okay. Is it that one? I've noticed that some of these components are not necessarily, they don't fit together, but they're very, very tight fits. There we go. Click. Targeting computer. So I'm guessing it goes that way around in the cockpit. You can't see it because it's all black, but you get the idea. Right, so turn the page. Come on, turn the page. Get this thing assembled. This way around again. Align the targeting computer assembly from stage 35 with the console like this, lining up with the large holes in the console. You're a large hole with the console. So I want to do that way around. Press the targeting computer into place. Like I didn't then. Completely didn't. Clink. There we go. That's in. Quite chunky, isn't it? Targeting computer. Yes, we will be repainting this entire cockpit. Well, I say that. It depends what kind of printed instrument panel detail they got. If the instrument panels are all like stickers that we can put on, then I can leave them off and paint them and apply them later. Because in the Falcon, they gave you these big thick vinyl plastic stickers, which were fine. If it's all moulded in and just pre-painted, I might repaint them, or if it looks nice and neat and I'm not sure that I can do such a neat job, I might not. I might just varnish them and then paint some details. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I'm not keen on it being black. I want it to be like a dark grey, which looks much better. How are we doing? 26 people watching. Welcome to all of you. There's not 26 people in chat, though, so if you are watching this, do come and join us in chat. Come and say hello. Turn the assembly over and secure with 2 XW02 screws. Now, if you remember, I'm not using the screwdriver that comes with this partwork because it's a bit bish. I'm using, ironically, sorry about this, Buzz, but you didn't get this, my DeAgostini Millennium Falcon screwdriver, which is vastly superior. 2 XW02 screws, and which is also magnetical. Vitally important when you're inept like me. 2 of the XW02 screws there. These are going to go into the back. Do you know, right, what's been going on in the world then? Since we last met, the first episode of Tabletop Trauma Center is in early access still. It will be coming out of early access on... I'm not sure when. I think it might be Sunday. I'm not sure yet. It might be. It might not. I can't remember now. That's due to come out of early. If you're a patron on patreon.com, or you're a channel member, it's up available for you to watch advert free right now. If you're a YouTube channel member, you should have received a notification from the community tab. Just go to or if you can't find it there, if you are a channel member, go to my channel homepage, click on playlists, and there should be a playlist called members only. And on that playlist, only channel members can watch the content. So it'll be on there for you. If you're a Patreon supporter, if you support me on patreon.com/modelmakinguru, then simply go to patreon.com and it'll be like a few posts. Go to the main list of all the posts. It'll be a post there with the link for you. There's a huge, great nub there. It's like a huge, great bit where it's been broken off a sprue and it looks horrendous. Now, I don't know if it's visible, but I'm going to clean it anyway. A little bit. I'll get my little, where's my little... There's my sanding mat. Just going to do a little bit of cleany, a little bit of cleany, because that looks terrible. Keeping in mind, I'm going to paint this probably, so it doesn't matter if it's not quite shiny. I can always polish it back up to a shine later on. I just don't like this big gash where it was attached to a sprue. Now, one thing I want to ask you folks as well, I noticed in that first episode of Tabletop Trauma Centre, I had an issue whereby whenever I was doing anything that made the desk wobble, like sanding and stuff, I was getting some knocking sounds on the microphone. The seat will hide that nub, says Mordraka. In that case, I shall stop. Let me take my shirt off because it's really warm. Is this Star Wars Squadron, says Common Road Junction? No, this is DeAgostini's studio scale. Studio scale X-Wing fighter. It's going to be, well, if you've not seen it before, let me. If you've not seen this, stand by if you have your mind blown. That's the wing. That's a wing. Yeah, not Star Wars Squadrons. Whoa, look at the size of that. It's studio scale, so it's scaled to the. That bit's fallen out already. Look. Yeah, I'm not trusting those little bits of plastic. Scaled to the one of the filming miniatures, basically. Yeah. I don't know whether to glue those in or not. I don't know what job they hold later on, so I don't feel very confident that they're going to stay in there. But they might not want to be glued. They might be vital that they're not glued. Oh, sorry, I meant because you said about early access. Have you ever done any World War builds, Fox? What's World War? I mean, I know what World War. Do you mean World War Toons? I've done a couple of World War II tanks. I've done Chris, Colin, and Ted, and I do a. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put some tape on that. To be honest, I don't trust that not to fall off. I'm going to get some tape. Ted, Cole, Chris, and I do an E-Models Christmas build every year. And for the last few years we've done, well, for all of them we've done World War II tanks. I'll show you in a sec if you want. Is that what you meant, the World War II stuff? I'll show you in a bit. I have done some. I'm going to put tape on them just to keep those little. I don't trust them not to fall off. That completes the rear console assembly for this stage. Yes, my rear console is assembled and I do not trust it not to explode and fall off. Need a bigger bag, aren't I? I'm going to need a new bag. You find a small zippy locky bag. I've got a load of boxes with bits of this build. Don't go anywhere. Bits of this building, and it's just becoming a pile of different bits. Use a Gungan common. What? The seat will hide that nub. Okay. That screwdriver would have been handy, says Andy Busby. Do you have the big bolts for it too? No, you should have everything apart from that. Why? Have you got missing bolts and stuff? That shouldn't be right. You should have everything you need for that kit, Busby. The only thing I didn't give you was the screwdriver. I literally assembled the cockpit up to whatever issue it was, like 14 or something. And after that, I didn't even open the magazine packages. So you should have everything you need. I think you can order individual issues though if you need to. Extending the frame. The 4 frame parts supplied are used to make a cradle that links the 2 sub-assemblies of the fuselage framework that you've put together in stages 33 and 35. I'm going to need to get the fuselage framework that I assembled in 33 and 31 minutes. Hang on. Yeah, it's a bit big now. It's getting a bit big now. Oh. So, what we need to do is, I shall lay them out as it shows in the diagram here. We have this piece here. Then we have one of these. Are these marked left and right, or are they just not chiral? There's one there. And then, okay, yeah, they are chiral. Baldy Tommaso and Comoro Junction. I have no idea what conversation you're having now. It makes no sense whatsoever. This goes there, so that's like that, and then 4 screws. So take these 2 frame parts this way around. So this one and that one. Turn the page for that. And fit them together like this, lining up the fixing holes. Like that. Gentlemen, line up your fixing. Oh, there we go. An XW01 screw. Hang on. Oh, I've got to open my screws again. The big bolt is for it to stand on. I have a further route around. Oh, you mean the big? No, no idea. Like I say, literally, when I finished building the cockpit, which was probably about issue 10 or something, I literally did not open anything after that. So anything that's missing is just something that I never received, because you've got literally everything there that I had. Okay, that's a very tight screw. Did say an XW01. Let's try their crappy screwdriver. I just don't trust their screwdriver not to shear the heads of all the screws. That one feels like it's about to do. We can tighten it in a bit. Repeat step 2 to 4. So that goes that way. Like that, to see. Excellent. Goes in there like that. I mean, an XW1. However, Busby, what I would say is that mounting thing for the Falcon is a wall mount. Do not wall mount it. It weighs the same as a small family car. Don't attach it to your wall. It might be worth just investing in. I'm sure there's probably third-party stands that you can use on it. I don't like that screw. Doesn't seem to want to fit. There's probably third-party stands or solutions. It's probably a standard size. I'm guessing it's like a captured nut in the bottom of the Falcon. I don't know, because I never looked at it that far. It's probably a standard size captured nut or something that you can get, just a steel rod, get made up and threaded. See, that screw fits better. Don't know what that screw was, but it's going in there. Because my plan was always to get the Falcon, ignore the base that comes with it, because it was a wall mount, it's no use to me at all, and go to somewhere that can find out what right diameter the nut was inside it, and go somewhere and say, right, please, can you make me a steel rod that this can attach to? It may be like a standard size thread that you get like for like microphone stands and things. It might be you can get something made off the shelf even. I don't know. Might be. Yeah, numb. But I was going to actually, the plan was to spend a vast fortune, or Mama Fox was going to spend a fortune getting a glass case made that would double as a coffee table, so it'd be reinforced, you know, toughened glass, inside which would be the Falcon at a jaunty angle. So you could look at it whilst having your cup of coffee on top of it. A glass case that doubled as a coffee table. Take the 4th frame section, align it this way around. Which way around? It's hard to tell in that way around. That way around? Their pictures can be horribly vague sometimes. Okay, that way around. Fitting the lugs over these 2 mounting holes. Like that, do you see? And 2 more screws, yes. Gentlemen, begin screwing. I'm looking to make a coffee table out of it. There you go then. My other plan was, the idea I had was, feel free to rip this off because I'm not going to do it, was get a case made that would have been toughened glass, because you need to make it strong enough to, you know, drop your cup of coffee on and not shatter the glass. Get a glass case made that was big enough. At the bottom of the base of the glass case would actually be either metal or wood. Probably metal's best, the actual floor of it. Into which I was debating whether just to attach the wall mount. So instead of having the wall mount on the wall like that, it will be on the base of the display case, sticking up. And then to hide it, So I'd have it like the Falcon in a case like that at a jaunty angle. To hide it, I was toying with the idea of making an asteroid, just getting like, I don't know, using paper mache. It doesn't really matter what it is, just to cover the display stand with a big massive paper mache or something asteroid that I could paint up, and it would just be like it looked like the Falcon was just skimming over the top of this big asteroid, basically. That was my plan anyway. It never came to much, obviously, because I never finished it. Hooray! That was my idea. That way you could use it. But again, I never really looked at the base because I never even looked. Basically, once I finished the cockpit, every time I received a package each month, it just go in a box. I wouldn't even look at it. So, you commented me stupid, so I asked if you're a Gungan based on your comment. If you get the Star Wars prequel reference, are you talking about prequel references? You're all banned. We don't discuss the prequels in this house. We only discuss films that exist. How rude. Take the framework from stage 33, which is this big bad puppy here. And is it? Yes. And fit the assembly you just put together up from below like this. Plunk. That would be the microphone then. Like this. So it fits up from below. Maybe? Oh, clunk. Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. And then it comes up like... Ah, there we go. Wow, they made that unnecessarily more complicated than it needed to be. Hang on. Hang on. Please stand by. So it's going to go... Not like that. It's going to go like... What? Oh, I see. Like that. Oh, right. No? Yes? For the recess at the front of the cockpit floor. Like that. You should know by now I'm completely in. Oh, there we go. All this nonsense. That goes in there. That's intended to be wobbly, I'm sure. Fit that in there. We even fit that in there. Pressing the cross pieces up against the forward struts. Like that. Then fix the new frames to the cockpit floor with 2 XWL1 screws. How was it? Anyway, I hope you're all well. How is everyone? I've now got to try and do that with... Oh, hang on. Yeah, so not a lot going on. I say part 1 of the Tabletop Trauma Centre is up now in early access. Should be out, I think, Sunday maybe. I'm about to start filming... Well, I was about to start filming part 2 yesterday. But for various reasons, I've not been able to do any filming for the last couple of days. So, hoping maybe Monday I can start getting some filming done. Join the cross pieces of 4 struts with 4 XW07 screws. I say 07, you say. How very rare. Now, these aren't wanting to fit very well, so I'm going to have to do some finagling and kajiggling. Wait, what? How is that even? Oh, I see. There we go. So our new screws that we got today. Now, apologies if all you get to see is the back of my head. You know how it goes. There, but it's not a brilliant fit. I'm just going to have to push this off camera a little bit so I can pull it and push it. I should have got myself I should get a ratchet screwdriver, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's not really wanting to go in. Let's not do that screw first. Let's do this one first, because this one's behaving. Yeah. Quano Man is in. Hey, Quano Man. How you doing, buddy? Is it mostly die-cast, Fox? Asks Common Road. No, it's all ABS plastic, but the frame, it's got lots of metal parts in the frame. Because it's got electrics and stuff, and those are not wanting to go together at all. That screw is not wanting to go anywhere in that hole. This is not going well. Not want to seem to want to sit flush. Let me just put that on there for a minute. That does not want to sit flush and flat and true, but it will. It tasks me, and I shall have it. Yeah, it's got a metal frame, because eventually, like the Falcon, it's just metal framed with lots of ABS plastic shell around it. Do you know? Now, I do wish they hadn't used it. I don't understand why they've used ABS, but I wish they hadn't, because it makes weathering a bit of a pain. Right, that needs to sit properly flush. It's refusing to line up. Oh, chutney. Chutney flange bucket. Right. Not amusing. Not the right hole. But it helps me get it on the screwdriver, that's fine. Oh! Right. I told you there might be swearing. Try a different XW07 screw, just on the off chance. And this one goes in perfectly. Okay. So again, it just seems to be a bit of a shonky screw. That's weird. Occasional shonky screw is not a major problem, but it's annoying. With that one in, I can now guide this one home. Maybe. Nope. Because that's not straight either. Let's get the other ones in first. Oh, hang on. Screw explosions. Right, there we go. Now, I was hoping to get all of these done. I was wondering if I was debating if I could get all these magazines done today, but given the fact I'm still on the first one, yeah, I don't think we'll be getting this finished anytime soon. Oh, hello. Screw gone again. Where did the screw go? Okay, I'll just have to hope I've got some spares. Otherwise I've got to go hunting on the floor. This is not exactly sitting flush in any way that's ideally helpful. Get this front one in, if I can. I appreciate I'm not being shot. Do you know? Right, you stay there. There we go, you're in. You're in, my son. You're in, but you're not lined up very well. Ugh, palaver. I want to sit straight at all, these parts. Looks like they're slightly bent out of shape a little bit. Not cooperating very nicely. And I've got to try and pick the damn thing up again. Unless it's that same. Let me put that screw there, because you never know. It might just be that same screw again. Entirely possible. Right, go there. Doesn't seem to sit exactly straight. Could also be that I'm just being feeble. There we go. It might be that screw. I think I picked up the same screw again, maybe. Let's find out. That's one in, and that's that one in. Oh, you're having a wibble, Fox. Always. I've always got something to whinge about. You know that. Wibble, wibble. I'm a painter, not a maker. You're a builder. You know how it goes. I've now got to bend a piece of basically iron or steel or whatever it is, cast aluminium into place with one finger. Let's see, that goes in quite nicely. Yeah, it's that screw. It's that one single screw. We'll leave that one out for a bit and we'll see. Put that over there. And we'll see what happens. I did drop one. Boo, matron. So we'll have to hope we've got enough spares that I'd have to go hunting for that other one. And we have to hope that's the only Duff screw. Yes. Duff screw. What's a hibbity boo boo? Hello, Mama Fox. Get in the hole now. Oops. Right, pull that down whilst twizzling the end. Matron. I need to get a ratchet screwdriver. I've got one downstairs, but it's nowhere near small enough for these little tiny screws. But it certainly will be a lot less hassle than twizzly screwdriver time. Even this nice screwdriver. There we go. I'm hoping I never have to take this apart ever again, basically. Wow, that's not in at all. Meh. There we go. That's really not in very tightly at all. But I've screwed it in all the way. Apart from those screws that I haven't, which are now not screwed in all the way. These two side screws. These need tightening up, maybe. Why, yes. Yes, they do. A bit wibbly wobbly, but I'm sure it'll be alright. Once all the other bits are in, it'll probably have some good integrity. Right, so next, take the forward console support and match up the two locating pins in the thicker end with the holes in the cockpit floor. With the holes in the cockpit floor. So like, I see, little pins on the end. Like that, you see? No, I see. And XW01 screw, we can do that. We can do an XW01, it is not a problem. Not a problem. Anyway, yes, so not a lot to report. We say a tabletop trauma centre's up. What else has been going on? I've had my tyre replaced on my car. I've dumped half a metric ton of cardboard boxes at the local recycling centre this morning, this afternoon, and it was quite amusing because literally the skies were blue and look at that, get a bit red raw from that there. The skies were blue and clear, and got all the way to the recycling centre, stepped out of the car, the Atlantic fell upon me from a great height, and once I'd finished throwing all the cardboard into the recycling centre, got back in the car, the skies cleared again and the sun came out. Yeah, somebody was taking the mickey, I think. You can take trim where you use them says 35 and align it with the forward struts. I like a nice forward strut. So you can fix it into place like this. And the photograph from a long way away. Susie, there's tape on. Why is the tape on there? Get off. Get off. So yeah, it's not much else been going on other than that. So I've not had any chance to do any filming the last day or two. So this lines up like that, sits there, that sits on there, somehow, with the power of the internet, somehow attaches. On the top of the what? Don't give me things, don't make me do thinking now. Apparently that needs to go. That needs to go through this hole here. Apparently. Not quite seeing that. Maybe. XW01 screw, let's try it. Sorry if you get in the back of my head. So it rains salt water over there, that explains the weather complaints, alright. Oh yeah. It's basically most of the Atlantic fell on top of me. Merciless it was. I'll do the X-Wing, I thought. It's just screwing things together. Nice and simple, easy to stream. I thought, no. No. Can't even do that without messing it up. I truly do earn my hashtag Team Inept membership, don't I? I'm cautious. That's not even gone. It's not even gone through the metal bit yet, and it's struggling to go through. I don't know what's going on here, you know. I can't even get the screw to go through the metal component without sticking most of the way through. Not the first time this week we've had poorly made things. Wouldn't surprise me if I've got more poorly made issues. Something there. Let's try a different one. I'm just trying to get through this hole, but it's not even going through just the hole, never mind through into the other part. Darren 20159, are you having trouble working out without glue fumes? Yeah, it's without the fumes. That's my fuel, man. Okay, it's not even through the metal bit yet, and it's sticking halfway. Oh no. Yep, it's going on. I can't even get the screw through this component, never mind into the other part. Something not right here. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because I'm a dingleberry, that's why. Oh, fuck, you're an idiot. Idiots will pretty good from underneath, that's why, you spoon. You know, if I read the instructions, it tells me what to do. It's amazing. Idiot. Stupid cow. Right. Once again with feeling, I take back everything I just said. Love you really, DeAgostini. I always said, painter not a builder, painter not a builder. I never claimed to be anything other. Okay, so that goes on there. So these need to go in with XW01 screws as well. Let's try this screw again that was not working a moment ago. That probably is working fine now. I've got it in the right place. I'm not going to tighten this all the way. I'm going to get it in first. That one goes in there. Just as I mentioned it, he noticed his team inept error. Yes. Check to make sure it does not screw from the underside there, Foxy. Yes, yes. I noticed that after you mentioned it. I didn't see your comment. I kind of came to the same conclusion myself via a special moment. I need to brace myself against this one. I know you can't see this. Well, maybe you can, I don't know. This would have been a lot better if they'd been like not crosshead screws, not Phillips screws, but maybe just normal screws. I'm always super conscious of shredding Phillips head screws. I seem to have this knack. To thread them and cross thread them and knacker them up completely. Cast that one on and undo this one from underneath. I just said underneath. I'm actually finding some use for their screwdriver this time. Okay, so there we go. It's not... Oh, it smells great. It smells like sweat and metal. It smells a bit like feet. I don't know why. That is in. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smile. Never mind. It's like an alligator. Rawr. It does smell a bit like feet. Have a smell. Look. There you go. It's weird. Join the forward structure using 8 XW07 screws in the positions indicated in the picture below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I need to go on the floor and find that other one then, don't I? Hang on, 1 second, folks. I'm on the floor now. I'm looking for a screw on the floor. Well, I think I might survive with one single. Might just about get away. I'll find it later. There we go. Whee! There's the trick. When you want to find something, you have to say, oh, well, never mind. I'll be fine without it. And then you find it straight away. Okay. So we're about, what, an hour in. And I've just about done one issue. I've got like 15 issues to go. Yeah. We might have a stream tomorrow as well, folks. And if I think I will have to. Oops, excuse burpage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that makes sense. Right, so I think we'll have to do one tomorrow, and I might have to just start it early, like literally start at say midday or something, and just go straight through till dinner time. I don't know if I'll be able to do another one tonight. I can't remember what's on a Friday night anyway for other people's streams. But I know on a Saturday I think I'm fairly safe for streams tomorrow daytime. It's not that, you know, if I need to do a stream, I'll do a stream, but I'd rather not tread on somebody else's toes if I can avoid it. Sometimes you've got no choice, but I'd rather not. I think I'm fairly safe tomorrow. I think. I'm going to have to buy myself a ratchet screwdriver set, aren't I? Like a nice iFixit set of screwdrivers or something, I think. That means you A, wrong screwdriver size, and B, incorrect pressure being applied, says Jan Kramer. I have no knowledge of such things. It just means C, user is an idiot. Which is entirely more likely. To be perfectly honest. My big plan for this X-Wing was to get it built, get it painted, and then sell it at vast profit to myself, because of course it would be vast profit. Because, you know, it's a grand's worth of X-Wing. Also with many, many hours of paint job, I'd rake it in. But then I suddenly realised, how the hell would I ship it to somebody? No idea. I probably won't end up selling it because there's no feasible way I can't just stick it in a cardboard box and ship it even. Because it wouldn't happen. It weighs the same as a small car. So I don't actually know if I would sell it. Or it'd be sold but collection only. If you want it, you have to come and get it, because I'm not shipping it anywhere. Either that or get a wooden crate made, but you're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds for such nonsense. So yeah. Kind of makes me wish I knew someone in the crate building industry. Crate building and shipping industry, but I don't, unfortunately. Right, there we go. Perfect. All came good in the end. There we go. My hand hurts now. Are you guys just seeing the top of my head all the time? Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Right, there we go. That's nice and rigid now. Matron. Bit more tension on these side screws here. Now it's all locked in place. So I hope you're all well. Hope you're all having a good coming up to the weekend. As always, the most important question is bench and belly. What are you working on right now and building? That screw is not going in at all. That screw does not want to. That screw just popping out. It's not even going into the hole. Yeah, what are you working on right now? What's on your bench? And what's in your belly? What have you had, or what are you going to have for your dinner later on? Those two screws at the bottom, these are not wanting to stay in at all. They're barely sticking through into the next piece of metal above it. I'm not filling me with a vast amount of confidence, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Once everything else is on there. Join the forward struts, blah blah blah. We've done that bit. Completed framework should now look like this from above and below. Yes, it does. Hooray, huzzah. It should look massive. That completes issue number 36. Yes. Oh, my hand hurts now. Oh. Issue number 36 completed. Right, let's move that there and let's put that there. I have a pile of completed issues. 7, 28, 29, 30, right, there you go. 35. 6, done. Issue number 4, please. Issue 37. Dexterous Crafty usually has a Friday stream. Oh, okay. Is everyone ready for the New Games Workshop releases tomorrow? Asked Mordraka. And Candugam says, wasn't aware of the New Games Workshop releases. Where will they be announced? They're usually announced on their YouTube channel or on Warhammer Community website. I think it's warhammercommunity.com. Does smell like feet. It's not an altogether unpleasant smell though. It's just very foot-like. Now, of course, it does require that you're subscribed to their YouTube channel, which I must admit I have unsubscribed from. I've been subscribed to it for years, but I've got so sick of the content on there now. The other day they posted how to paint Ultramarines battle ready. Again. It's the second time they've done a battle ready Ultramarines video, and it's like the 12th or 13th time they've done a how to paint Ultramarines just video. And it's like, I'm just going to unsubscribe now, because since Duncan's gone, it's just, there's no interest. There's no reason for me to watch. I can't stand this parade ready, battle ready nonsense they keep painting, because neither of them are as good as it used to be. None of them look anywhere near as good as, you know, when it was Duncan and Peachy. So I've unsubscribed. There's no content there that interests me at all. So I don't see the announcements. A bit of blurb on Nintendo 64's Rogue Squadron. Never played that. I do have access to it, I think, on my Xbox. Modded. Many gamers will love the way it plays and get a kick out of the authentic Star Wars feel. Yes. Valen Rudor, an elite pilot of the Imperial Navy from the series. I think it's from Rebels. Rebel. Right, nose part and electronic. Oh, electronics. Now I'm nervous now. Let me put these to one side. This issue's components include 3 sections that make up the tip of the nose of the X-Wing plus the lower panel of the fuselage. I shall put these little bags over to one side there. I just put my foot on the pile of magazines and slid across the room. Awesome. Let us unleash the parts. GW releases tomorrow the new codexes for Space Marines and Necrons and several new kits. Not sure I should mention this at this point, but the screws need thread locking, lol. I don't even know what that means. I would assume not if they're aiming this at the non-competent builders like me. It's safe to assume that if they don't mention it, it's not specifically needed. Might be an idea, but I might need to take it all apart again, so let's not take that risk. Now this actually comes with magnets. Magnets, how do they work? That's a joke, I know how magnets work. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, look at the size of that nose cone. Oh, I could wear that as a hat. An epic hat. It would look stupid as a hat. Bits and bobs. Let's put the bag in the bag. Magnets, look, magnets. Hey, magical magnets. Nobody understands how magnets work. Duncan just posted up his free access painting a Skyrim Stormcloak. Yeah, he does. He does a lot of his contents behind his paywall, but he does occasional, like, he posts free ones up. So at least I get to watch a bit of Duncan. But yeah, ever since he left, I used to enjoy his content. I used to enjoy Peachy's paint guides, but ever since he left, it's just Peachy and Nick, and their paint guides are just kind of garbage. They're aiming them at the absolute brand new player who has never used a paintbrush before, which is fine. But they're no longer offering anything for the medium, because their idea, the whole point with them was it was for beginners and medium level, skill level painters who've got a bit of experience, either inexperienced or those with a bit of experience, who just want to do a nice job. Now they're just painting for people who can't tell one end of a potato from the other. And yeah, so there's nothing to be watched for anybody within a small amount of painting skill. There's no reason to watch. So I've got switch retaining plate, antenna retaining plate, antenna and wiring, and a switch and wiring. That's the, it's like an Xbox logo. That's the antenna and wiring. That's the switch and wiring. These are all details that once they're inside you'll never see, probably. So, take the 3 plastic parts provided plus 6 of the XW02 screws. Align the rear section. Can I just point out, by the way, the garbage paint job as usual? Yeah, this is just, it's that colour plastic. The whole model is this colour plastic. And they've just very lightly sprayed some of it with black. Just very, very light, like a misty spray, so it gives it a kind of browny mushroom colour. We'll be doing better than that. Because that's just, it's not great. The magnets have N on them. So, align the rear section of the nose with the lower fuselage panel and match up the 3 lugs and hole your great big lug. That goes on like that. Join the parts by driving 3 extra 2 screws into the holes indicated. Yeah, so their entire paint job is basically just off white plastic with a spray of black here and there to give some dark areas and light areas, which to the inexperienced hobbyist who just wants to build a big X-wing and doesn't really care, it's fine. You know, it's fine. Better than just a big bare plastic thing. But to us who know how to paint or have an idea how to paint, we can do much better. You're never going to get that kind of a paint job. It's like the Falcon, it was the same thing. It was like creamy colour plastic with black spray on it and some washes. The weathering was basically, they gave it a black wash. So we will improve vastly on all of that. Yeah, okay, I'm enjoying this screwdriver a bit more now. That's that bit. Now align the front and rear sections of the nose and match up the 3 lugs and holes. Lugs and holes. Good God, it's enormous. Enormous? Enormous. Size of that. Match up the 3 lugs and holes loosely. I mean, look at that. You've got the weathering on there, and it's just, you've got this big clean gap down the middle. Yeah. And you can't really knock them for it. I'm not going to say, I mean, it's not brilliant. From our point of view, it's not brilliant. You know, it's not really a paint job, but you can't knock them for it. It's a mass, they're trying to do a mass-produced thing that if they were to like do proper full-on, proper careful paint and everything on it, you'd pay you'd be charging you thousands for it. So it's not really reasonable to expect anything more than creamy plastic with a bit of a black spray. Because they've got to do it in a factory. It's not some person painting all these parts. And keep in mind, of course, they never know how many of these they're going to sell. They might need to manufacture more. They don't want to manufacture 1 billion of them and sell 500. So they it's kind of automated production anyway. So you're not going to expect too much. Ah, I don't know where that screw went now. Yeah. Come out. It's kind of gone in, but I don't know if it's in straight. I think it is. Find out. Oh, it actually went in fine. There we go. So yeah, I mean, they're mass producing it, and they have to be able to produce it on demand at short notice if they suddenly need, like, 1,000 extra copies. So yeah, while it's not ideal, and we look at it and go, is that it? Bit of a black spray. At the same time, it's fit for purpose, I mean, for our point of view, that looks terrible. It's different. It's got different levels of shading. It's like, oh dear, but we're going to repaint it, so it's fine. It's fine. For your average Joe who's never made a model before and just wants a big ass X-wing, it'll still look impressive. It's not exactly accurate. No. Okay, right, next. By the way, I forgot to mention, of course, I do have to state quite clearly and quite obviously that this has been provided for me by DeAgostini. I'm not paying for this. I'm not subscribed to this partwork. The awesome guys at DeAgostini are actually providing this to me without charge, so I'm not going to. I can't not say that. Take the antenna. Its wire is numbered 9. The plain rectangular retaining plate and 2 XW02 screws. We have them there. Align the antenna with the recess shown, which surrounds a circular hole and has an opening in one side. Press the casing of the antenna into the recess if it's flush and the wires come out the opening. Okay, so like there, there. Cool, it shows through that. I didn't even know that's the thing. There you go. It's an antenna, apparently. Align the retainer with the 2 fixing holes. That. The smooth side uppermost. Fix in place with 2 XW02 screws. Yeah, trying to pick up one screw with one hand in a box full of screws. Not always that easy. Yeah. I'm assuming, does this light up then? Is this like a little light underneath? Maybe it is. Doesn't look like a light, but maybe it's got a little LED in there or something. Or is this actually an actual antenna? What I mean by that is, you're supposed to get a little remote control for this, so you can press the button and the wings open and it makes sounds, maybe, I don't know, the lights go on. It stands to reason, if you've got a little hand controller, it would need an antenna, a little radio antenna to receive the signals, or an infrared antenna. But as it's underneath, is that actually a radio receiver, an actual receiver? Because it's got this metal. I wonder if it's. I mean, it's wired up. It's got electronics, so maybe it's an actual antenna. Cool, cool. Fix in place to it. Otherwise, a smooth curve and press in between the two posts. Yeah, this never seems to work. Never ever works on these. Didn't work in the wings. It's not going to work here, I bet. But we'll push them in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to push them in, but I'm also going to tape them. I'm going to have to knock the camera probably, or the microphone, because I need to get to my... No, I don't. Hang on. Wait there. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. There we go. I've got some 3M detailer's tape. I shall take a small amount of that, just for safety. Just a tiny amount. I don't quite trust those pins that hold it in place. Small amount of tape. And this stuff grips like a leech, so ain't gonna have no problems with this. I'm just going to tape that in. There we go. Just to make sure it doesn't come out at all. Ever. Again. And if I need to take it out, I can pop it out. So there you go. That's that in there. Just holds it, stops it flipping. The one thing I got with the wings when I put the wires in the wings was it kind of flop out all the time and it gets quite annoying. So I wish there were plastic models available from the Fallout universe. I know, so do I. Chris at Grace Models in. Hey, Chris. So do I. You can get resin models. Modifius, Modipihius, do the Warhammer Wasteland Warfare, the Fallout Wasteland Warfare tabletop game, and there's lots of beautiful resin models for that. So at a pinch, you can get some tabletop scale, 28mm scale, beautiful resin things. I'm still tempted to get a Corvega. Take the switch, and its wire is number 10. It is an actual... Oh! It's an actual pushy switch. I've probably broken it now. Excuse me. 8-shaped return and 2 screws. Okay. Align the antenna with this recess. The antenna. It's not the antenna, it's the switch. Align the antenna with this recess which surrounds a circular hole. The wire should be facing the nearby magnet. So the wire should face nearby. What? Hang on. I see. So that needs to be. That needs to be that way. Okay, so the wire needs to be at this end of the box. I know you can't see it probably from there. The wire needs to be at that end, towards the magnet. It's not really clear in the photographs because it's a black thing on a black thing, so yeah, it's not exactly stupendously clear. Hang on. This seems a bit shocktacular. That goes on there, and then this sits on here, like that. Okay. And then we fix that in place with a couple of XW02 screws. I think. Just one, thank you. Can go there. If it can go in the hole. I'm actually using their own screwdriver now. seems to be working better. On the previous, when I've done it on previous issues, it's not really worked very well, but it seems to be working all right now with these screws. Maybe they've changed the screws a little bit. Okay, so that's in. So the wire needs to be at the back here, where the magnet is. How do they work? Route the wires in a smooth curve and press them between the two posts. Circle to hold them in place. Yeah, smooth curve. It needs to bend down. I don't like bending wires like that. Oh, I don't like doing that. I do not like doing that. I like the fact it's got magnets. I'm intrigued to see what... I'm going to guess the landing gear lock in with magnets. I'm going to have that guess. The X of the antenna and the square button switch will be visible from the underside of the fuselage antenna switch. Hard to get to. Oh, I see. I'm guessing then that when you plug the landing gear in, it clicks the switch. It flips that switch and tells something. I'm going to guess the landing gear doesn't go up and down. The landing gear is either you attach it or you don't. And I'm guessing that it flicks a switch that does something when the landing gear is in place. That is kind of cool. I like that. This is a bit small for the big gaffer tape. So I'll use a small piece of smaller gaffer tape and hope that magnet isn't vital. Very messy. I'll do that again because that was rubbish. Excuse me. So it should look like this, which it does a little bit. Okay, that literally bends that wire quite harshly down. Don't like doing that. That's what it says. What the lady says, that's what the lady gets. There we go. Give that tape in a second. And it's just extra tape really. The tape just means it's not going to flail around inside, which is probably for the best. My blade. Not taking the number off the wires yet, says Chris. Shut up. I've learnt that lesson now, thank you. How are you, Chris? Hope you had a good day at work, dear. I've not been looking at chat too much. That smaller roller tape off the left not good enough, Fox, says Paul Tommaso. It's not as grippy as the 3M detailing auto tape, which is just like a leech. But I wanted to use this washi tape there just because it's a bit smaller. May as well. This is washi tape. It's a little more grippy than Tamiya tape. But the 3M tape, yeah, that's never coming off ever. Not ever in the history of anything will that ever come off again. Yes. So that's that done. And that completes. Look at the schnoz on that. Big fat nose. Does my nose look big in this? Yes. I mean, you can see here on this thing, there's a blue stripe there. I know this is a CGI model, but there's a blue stripe there. There's a little very faint yellow stripe on there. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we'll need to do. And I don't know yet. I still don't know if this CGI one they keep showing it, if this is their own CGI mock-up that they did to get an idea, or if this is, say, one official CGI mock-up from one of the prequel movies. I don't know, because it's not even video game quality mock-up. It's a bit basic, so I don't know where the CGI mock-ups come from, but it's got these kind of details that aren't on this. So we'll be having to add all of those. But that's that one. That is issue 37 complete. Issue number 4, please. Issue number 38. Swig of coffee. Looks a lot like on the 72 scale of the X-Wing. I'll sell that again. It looks like... I'll start again. It looks a lot like on the 72nd scale of the X-Wings, you can unslot the landing gear leg and put the plate thingy. Yeah, same kind of idea, but this has got 2 magnets to hold it in play. Same as the Falcon had, yeah. The only thing I'm not sure about this is I hope this comes with a stand and not a wall mount, because a wall mount is literally no use to most people. Not when you spent £1,000 on something and it weighs the same as a small child. Because a lot of people don't have walls that can take that kind of weight. So I hope you get an actual base rather than a wall mount. I bet you get a wall mount, don't you? You probably do. Right, issue number 38. Motoring through now. X-Wing stories, Rogue Squadron novels, books about Rogue Squadron. Jolly good. Nice artwork. Jolly good. Yes. Excellent. The love of science fiction that created the artist, not the artist creating science fiction. Ray, a natural aptitude. The nobody from nowhere who became the last hope for the light side of the Force. I don't mind the new films. They're alright. I have no problem with them. I'm not a neckbeard. Right. Lower starboard. Oh, we're back on wings again now. Ooh. Right, I'll put this away. Up there. You know what time it is now, folks. You know what time it is. Let's just actually, before I do that, let's just see. I know this isn't actually meant to go on yet, but I wonder how this attaches. I've got no idea if this is even anywhere near the right place. But I'm going to guess possibly attaches there. Oh, that looks like the right place. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's looking huge. This my camera is kind of as high as it can go. So we are going to get to the point where you've got the rest of the X-Wing here. It's going to fit on my bench if I move all the hobby's own things out the way. But when it comes to actually filming it, yeah, at some point the overhead view isn't going to just cut it, is it, at all? It's just not going to work. I mean, that is big sexy thing. It's garbage paint job, but we can improve on that. But yeah, that's looking pretty mint. Yeah, I'll put that to one side before I get too carried away. Oh, that's heavy. Oh god, that is really heavy. Right, issue 38. Let me get the bag. Oh. Now this should go quite quickly now because I've built 2 of these already. Yes. Now all that remains for issues is the last 2 wings. Yes, well once we can get the wings done, I'll be happy because the wings are tedious once you've done 2 of them. The 3rd and 4th one. It's not the wings aren't that bad, it's that interior engine nonsense that just looks terrible. Right. So we need Das Wingengefahren, which is that one. This bit, which is a ball ache to get in there, and I'll probably swear a bit when that happens. 2 space coins. I don't quite get the point of these because you literally cannot see these once it's all built up. 2 space coins. I mean, I know what actual point is. The actual point is just to give you pointless busy work, so you justify having a lot of issues. 2 tiny details, what they call plant-on details, and we call greebles. Another plant-on detail, and the another plant-on detail. So there we go. So I'm going to get my little tin. Quality strong mints. I've had this for years, right? And it still smells a bit like mint. And I must have had this for like 10 years. And it's probably been washed out as well. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Right. Let's get this done. So, take the lower skin, laser cannon support, and plant-on details. So basically take all the parts that I've just put in there. Right. How many issues has he got? I am up to issue 50. Is the last one I've got to do. I started on 37. I've got to work my up to 50. This is why I'm saying there may well be a stream tomorrow afternoon as well. Chris, have you got a stream tomorrow afternoon? Because I was thinking of starting at 12 and finishing at 6 if I've got a lot to do. I don't know. I might have to just carry on this evening, but I really don't know about that. Detail labelled A in the diagram fits into this recess. Interesting. Goes in that. Right way around. Yes. It's too late now. It is now. I don't need to glue that in place because that's never coming off. I do have handy though, just in case I need it. Ooh. Gareth Vickers pledged £5 on Patreon. Gareth, thank you very, very much. That's very, very kind of you. You're very, very sweet. And I love you dearly. Dearly. Thank you very much, Gareth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're helping to keep all these lights on and keep the bills paid and keep me in kits. So massive, massive thank you to you, Gareth. Are you up to date? Says Chris. Yes. I don't have any streams planned tonight. I might do a quick X-Wing or VR play video later. I'll start that again. You might do a stream tonight. Okay, cool. Well, I'm thinking I've got so many to do. I might just do. I was hoping to start at 12 today, but for various reasons I couldn't. So it all went a bit to pot. So yes, I have some plastic magic. This is ABS plastic. You cannot use Tamiya extra thin. It might work if there's a little bit of polystyrene in the ABS plastic, because abutanol or something or other styrene is what ABS stands for. I can't remember the exact name. Sometimes has a small amount of polystyrene in it. Busby, if you're still watching, when I glued all the plant-on details onto the cockpit tube for the Millennium Falcon, for the DeAg Falcon, they were glued on with Tamiya extra thin. They're just about stuck. They might come off. So you might want to pop them off and re-glue them if you can. Yeah, so you can't use Tamiya extra thin because there may be very little polystyrene in this, and Tamiya extra thin needs polystyrene to dissolve. Plastic Magic will glue any kind of plastic to any other kind of plastic. It doesn't care. It's like China, it don't care. So that's what we've got the Plastic Magic for, and we're going to use that for little tiny details, like, for example, par exemple, detail B is painted red and fits into this recess. But also this other one is also painted red and maybe fits into a different recess. Tiny one goes here, I think. Detail C fits into this recess, matching the red grey paint. Oh, okay. This one has a little strip of the grey paint, please. Matches the red and lack of any paint. Yes, a little touch of it is grey. This really is like padding it out a bit, really. These little plant-on details, because there's no reason at all for that to be a separate piece, really. But we're not going to complain. It's all jolly good fun. Now this one is just a round peg in a round hole, so it can spin round, so you need to make sure you get it lined up nicely. That's that one. Now for these two, I will put a little bit of Plastic Magic on there, just to lock them in, in place. I mean, it's a good join on there anyway. They're not really going to come off, but it doesn't do any harm just to spong them in there. And I'll put a bit on the back of that panel. Now you can see here. Remember, I said that this plastic colour is just, it's not actual paint. This is just the off-white plastic with a very light mist of black paint. If I do that, you can see how that comes out. I know it's not in focus, but that's just the glue just taking that little mist of paint off. So imagine you got your airbrush and you just did the finest mist of black, you'd get that. And then here you do a bit heavier. So they've made an effort at some weathering. But again, like I said before, it's not like I'm knocking them for doing that. There's not really a lot of options for them. They've got to be able to mass produce it. They've got to be able to churn it out, and they've got to be able to do it on demand if they need to. Put a little bit of glue down there, why not? They've got to be able to churn these out on demand. They might sort of need to make an extra 5,000 of them, and they can't have somebody sat there painting all the parts. It needs to be mass producible. So yeah, you're going to get that kind of effect, and it's no different when you buy like a toy of one of these things. It has that same kind of weathering on it. So I might sit here and say it's terrible, and to us it is, but the reason they had to do it is kind of obvious. Diaz differently sized pins to ensure it's the right way around. Big pin, small pin. Big pin, small pin, cardboard box. Big pin, little pin, cardboard box. I think. Yes, I think. There we go. Sits on there. Now, what I might do, to be perfectly honest, I was debating whether to not glue this, because then I can pop it out if I repaint these stripes, but I can mask around that. It's not a biggie. It's not a big problem. So yeah, so I might sit here and say it's a terrible paint job, and it is, but from our point of view as model makers and people that paint models and understand how, at least, most of us have at least a very basic knowledge of how to paint a model. From our point of view, it's not exactly brilliant. But ensure you fit the laser cannon support E with the flat side towards the wingtip, but then it shows you a photograph where you can't really see that at all, but I know it's that way around, I think it's that way around. Let me check on before I commit to that. Yes. So yeah, I might mock it a little bit, but I'm just, you know when I just double check it and then you don't really trust yourself. Have a look. I'm just comparing it to the other wing. Yes, that's right. So this piece, the curvy bit, must point that way. Unfortunately, they do say the flat side pointing towards the wingtip. It's just the photograph is not clear at all. So now you don't need to glue this. I'm just being extra cautious. Again, if I ever do get around to selling this, I want to make sure it gets there in one piece. And it's going to be in a box for a while, so I don't want bits falling off. Yeah, the back of each power coupling disc has a D-shaped mounting. I always get this wrong. I always struggle with this bit. It's the simplest part of any build, and it's just I always struggle with it. Looking forward to the X-Wing VR game live stream. If it'll happen, I watched a trailer for this game yesterday. Whoa, says Candygram. Aaron Henley, welcome Aaron. So pretty. I can't afford it. I will be the pinnacle of my Star Wars collection. It will certainly be impressive. Did you see how big the wing is? A wing? Yeah, not exactly small. Not small. Once I've got it, I mean that's the thing. Like I said, I will mock the paint job a little bit, and I understand why. But even then, to the uneducated eye, it'll probably still look pretty impressive when it's all assembled and on display. Take the one with the single recess. That's this one. Space coin. And fit it into the wing in this position. I always get this bit wrong now. Into this position. I always struggle. I don't know why I always struggle with this bit, but I always do for some dumbass reason. Probably because I'm an idiot. Already struggling with it to get it right. Because that there you go. I'll go to the wing. Yep, that's fine. Take the other one. And it needs to fit that way. I said a minute ago I always screw this bit up. But I actually got away with it this time, I think. I doubt it. Yeah, so anyway, bench and belly. What are you working on right now, and what is going into your belly? Or what has got? Okay, now here we go. I've got to get my brain around this one now. That needs to be that way. Yeah, what are you working on right now? And what is your plan for dinner tonight if you haven't had it already? If you have had it, what did you have? Our dinner tonight will be a Chinese takeaway. Yay! From my favourite Chinese takeaway. So it will be wonton soup with an extra portion of shumai, some vegetable prawn crackers. Well, I know they're not prawn crackers. Vegetable spring rolls, and then some beef. I normally have big fat Japanese beef udon, but I think what I'll actually have tonight is some pad thai, some beef pad thai, because they do a very nice pad thai. Right, so the inside of the ring looks like this. It certainly does. Now, the bit I hate. I recommend you get yourself something, pliers with soft, squishy handles for this. Because every time I've tried to get one of these things in, it's never gone in unless I've really manhandled it. I've had to use something soft and squishy to squish it in. Here we go. Align the trailing edge detail, blah, 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 which goes that way. Wait. Wait, what? Okay, they're making me panic a bit there. They've duplicated an old image, I think. Oh, they haven't. This bit here shows that bit I glued on with the little bulb sticking out that way. That's fine. But this photograph here has it. You can see it underneath and it curves that way. But that's not... Mine actually curves that way. Is that curving the wrong way? That's not very... I don't like the look of that. Why does mine curve the other way? Mine curves that way. Mine's curving that way. And theirs curves that way. But it's the right way around. I'm foreseeing problems here. I've glued it in place now. Hello! They better hadn't mess it up. They better hadn't screw me over later on. I won't be happy. I wonder if I can get that part out again, just in case. Probably not. That's probably welding in bigly. Oh no, it might come out. Oh. I'm lucky the glue hasn't taken. Oh, yes. I don't like the way that's not the shape and is in their photographs. I'm going to let that glue flash off so it's not glued in. And I'm going to put it back on again, but I'm going to leave it unglued. I know it sounds crazy, but it's that way round, but mine's curving inwards like that and theirs curves outwards, and I don't like that. But then on another photograph it curves the other way. That makes literally no sense whatsoever. I don't know what they've done there. We'll give that a minute while we try and get this thing on, this nightmare fuel thing here. This needs to go on here like this. Downside of gluing things in, you see. I mean, you don't need to glue anything on this, but I don't know, I feel I must to prove my bust. Okay, so these, weirdly, on all the other wings, all the other hundreds of wings I've built, these have been an absolute ball ache to get in. All of a sudden, they fit perfectly. That was no problem at all. Every other one of these I've done has refused to go in without a lot of cajoling. That's very strange. Okay, that fitted perfectly. We are going to glue that in. You got it right, the photo is an old one, says Mordrake. Oh, okay, that's alright then. But it's got the same plant-on detail, that's the only confusing bit. It shows that plant-on detail bit there. Unless that's the same as the other wing. Let's have a look. Let me have a look and see. I don't think the plant-on details are duplicated. No. Weird. It seems to it's got the same plant-on details, but I don't know. Wouldn't be the first time there's been a problem with the instructions. Okay, that should have hopefully flashed off by now. That's usually how it goes for me. Every time before it's a pain, then the last goes in like silk. Yes, I remember the third one being... Well, it's like me with my laser, with the cannons. The cannons I had on the first... I remember the cannon I had on the first wing where it was like wobbly as anything. And then Chris's was fine. And then I got the second wing and it was like perfectly. Like, you know, you build the cannon. So we'll see what this one's like. But yeah, it was very strange. Very strange. So that is that. This completes the assembly for this stage. And on the back we have a picture of, ooh, look at that ship there. If only somebody had made one of those recently, like in 1/72 scale by Bandai, like on my channel. So that's issue number 38, done. Yay. We might motor through these now because we've done the wings 1,000 times. Issue number 39, Graphic Adventures. We've got comic books, Rogue Squadron comic books, Crump, Chuff. What kind of sound effect is chuff? Oh, hello, my glasses fell off. What kind of sound effect is chuff? Chuff. I know what they mean, but that's a very strange sound effect to have to chuff. I don't know. Kylo Ren, couldn't stand that character. Emo teenager. It was a very badly thought of character, to be perfectly honest. They could have made the character a lot better, but no, they had to have an emo teenager. Ooh. So we'll scoot over that bit. Lower starboard wing. Yes, this is issue 39. I'll put this wing to one side in the pile of stuff that's over to one side. Issue 39. Cashier number 4, please. Oops. Bench, I really need to work on something. Anything belly, homemade spicy tuna sushi roll using canned tuna and frozen shrimp, which actually tastes much better than it sounds. It sounds great. What kind of sound effect is Gronk? Yet Marvel Star Wars used that for Chewie way back. Yeah. I don't even know how you would write... I don't know how you'd write that. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid, when it comes to Chewie. I can't do it. I bet people that speak German and Russian could do great chewies because they can do that back of the throat glottal R, rolling R, I guess. I can't do that. Right, so here we go. We've done this twice before. Metal bit. We have a selection of bits. Always make sure there's nothing in the bag. You sometimes get little tiny parts that float about. We need the wing back. I want my wing back, wing back. That. We have some screws which are XW03s, so I shall slice them off. I do like the fact, I really appreciate the fact that they give you at least one spare screw most of the time. Not every time. Putting it in my little screw tidy. Not every time, but enough that I've amassed now. These are all spare screws that haven't been used. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and we've used all the 7s. I don't know what they are. I'm just not going to think about those. I'd rather not think about them at all, to be honest. So I like the fact they give you all these spare screws. I have to wipe my nose. Oh. It's very handy. So for the most part, if you lose a screw, it's not the end of the world. Where are we? Aaron Handy Waters. Sorry, Osric. Ostrich 9000 is in. Ostrich 90,000. Belly tonight. Steak with mashed potato with large dollop of mustard mixed in. Bench 1/35th tram. Cool. Good. Candy Graham. Don Martin of Mad Magazine cartoon fame was probably the best at written sound effects. I used to read. When I was a young lad, I was subscribed to Mad Magazine through my little post office, which was round the corner. I was like, what, 10, 11 years old? And it wasn't like it was a common magazine in the UK at the time. My newsagent was like, what? Well, you want to do what now? Hey, it was just, so I subscribed to it. I used to pop round the corner to my newsagent every week or every month or whatever and get a copy of Mad Magazine. I've still got a copy somewhere of the one where they did the Quantum Leap spoof called Quandary Heap. That was quite good. And I've got one where they did an Indiana Jones spoof, and that was Indiana Jones and the Quest for the Holy Contrivance, which is where I've got the name for my Warhammer army from, which is the unending forces of the Holy Contrivance, or the unending forces of my coffee. I've got no coffee left. Got to go for boring old water now. Water. Oh, and I forgot to mention my placemat. Thank you very much. To Alex, who sent that. Got water all up in my moustache now. Right, so line up the metal frame this way around. Matching tholes with pins moulded into wing. Like this, you'll see. Press the frame firmly into place. Screw one of the 03 screws into this hole now to hold the frame in place. It would have been more impressive if they just used the same screws all the way through. I know it's probably not even possible, but the frame is now held in place. Screw the second screw into this hole. I am starving, hungry, and all I can think about is noodles. The underside of the wing should now look like this. It certainly does. One second, guys. I think somebody's at the door. 1 second. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, false alarm. Sorry about that. Right. Yes, I think we have to do a stream tomorrow. Take the wing root brace this way around. I like the one on the other magazine, it's a plant on detail. On this one, it's the wing root brace. Matching pins on the wing. Goes this way. Yeah. I can't line up a hole in the pin when I can't see the pin because it's underneath where I'm trying to line up the hole. Now with this we can afford to put a little bit of glue pitons on, because this never needs to come off. As well, I'll leave it actually, no point is there. We'll leave it as it is. Chewie's doggy noises are dubbed off the scripted words that the actor said during the filming of the first Star Wars film. That old man's crazy! If you actually listen to the undubbed over the unlooped. Chewie with a British accent. Yeah, because Dave Prowse was like, "You're right, my babber. I reckon that old man's crazy." Not Dave Prowse. What's his face? The guy that was in the Chewie. I forgot his name. Oh, terrible. I'm supposed to know my Star Wars nonsense. Take the trailing edge wiring, which has angled ends, which is that one. Yeah, that's the colour of the plastic. That's the colour when they very lightly mist some black paint over it. Or maybe it's... Well, I was going to say it's not black paint, but this is probably the same as that. So imagine this wing is that colour. They spray it very lightly with black. And then this bit, they spray a bit more black. And that bit even more black. So a very, very light mist of black looks like a kind of mushroomy colour. I wouldn't mind. It's not even the right colour anyway. But never mind. Like I said, I understand why they've done it. So this needs to go like that, you see. I should know how to do this by now. I've done it enough times. This way round, line up the 3 holes in the strip with the matching points on the wing. Kaplink, 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 kapla. That's not right. Das ist nicht richtig. That one there. 3 pins on the wing. La 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 la. Right, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be great. On the right side of the ring, you idiot. You don't watch to find out how to do things. You watch me build this because you want to see ineptitude in proper full flow. That's what you want to see. Don't deny it. I know it to be true. I know it to be true. And that's in. Get the trailing edge conduit. That is one with one. There's one with one spike and one with... Oh, one spike. Okay. There's one with the spike in the middle and just tube, and there's one with the spike and a bleb. You want the one with the spike and the bleb. And you want it like that. Yeah. Line the trailing edge conduit this way around, like the 3 holes in the pipe, blah, blah, blah. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one with this particular part where all the detail they give you in the engines. It's not 100% like, you know, like an engine. It's just stuff in there. But once you built it, you can't see all that. And it's not like you build in, say, a vehicle or a car where you can lift the bonnet and look at the engine. It's like you can't see any of this. These things. Leading edge wiring this way. Holes on. 3 holes. Which way around? I can't see. Your photograph's too far away. That way around. There we go. That goes on. Okay. I see it like that, you see? Oops. You know when it says put the pin in the hole, Fox, that means put the pin in the hole, not miss the hole completely with the peg. And then this one goes in that way. There we go. Done. You can't hear this, but it's a great kind of twangy noise. I like that noise. This completes the assembly for this stage. Done. On the back we've got a rather funky cartoon of some Star Wars goodness going on. Rogue Squadron goodness. Yes, there's far too much busyness though. It doesn't seem right. It's hard to look at because there's no depth of focus. If it was me doing this, I'd kind of put some blur on the background to make it blend away, just so I could actually. Yeah, never mind. Moving on. Next one, issue number 40. Only 10 more issues to go. Put that over there. Cachet number 4, please.
Slap it on.
Accidental Ted. Peter Mayhew, that's it. I can't remember his name. I said Dave Prowse and it wasn't Dave Prowse, of course. Because a horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. Unless, of course, that is, of course. If the horse is the wonderful Mr. Ed. And I messed that up, never mind. Okay. Let's have a quick look. I now have the Dallas theme in my head, says Chris at Gross Models, because somebody mentioned Dallas, but the place. We've got some XW02 screws. They can go in the O2 slot. Yeah. Why don't I put that over there? So we've got a chunk of wing, chunk of towing. We have a couple of details. What we got in here then? The Arc 170 Starfighter. Stupid looking ship. Absolute drivel. These 3 films don't exist, but of the things that they didn't design for the 3 films that don't exist, this is one of the most stupid things. Stupid design that makes no sense and is not pleasing in any way, shape or form. Then we have the Y-Wing, which is beauty incarnate and a masterpiece of design. Beautiful. That's an abomination. That's a gargoyle. Anyway, moving on. More Rebel stuff or Clone Wars stuff, I think. Rebels. See, this is the thing. I've said it before. I enjoyed the animated series of the Clone Wars. That was good. Yeah, I do wish, if there's one thing I wish Bandai made, or I wish somebody made, well, ideally Bandai, a big Y-Wing. You get the 172nd one, I've got one in my stash. I want somebody to do like a 135th scale, or 148th scale, or just a big Y-Wing. If DeAgostini did a Y-Wing next after the X-Wing, I might actually be all over that. Yeah, that'd be great. They've done the Falcon, they've done the X-Wing. They'll do a TIE Fighter next, but I don't have any interest in that. I want them to do a Y-Wing. Y-Wing! Tedward is never an accident. Dan Kramer says, Peter Mayhew is a delightful man. He got to meet him years ago in Dallas. That's why Chris has got a Dallas theme in his head. Do we have any more Bench and Belly? I know you probably did them load earlier on and I totally didn't see all them. Dan Kramer, Belly Donuts from a local bakery. Marvellous. Bench, 135th Sharrow Tank, 135th Scammell Pioneer, and 1/8 scale Ecto 1. Reggie Modeler says, I can't watch Nick's videos. That's what, Nick Baton from Warhammer TV? Yeah, I can't stand I can't watch. Nothing personal against the guy. I just cannot watch videos of him because everything about the way he is on video just rubs me up the wrong way. I can't watch. Reggie Modeler, ICP, that's a joke only for me. The only ICP face in the boom hut, probably. I don't know what that means. Reggie Modeler, back to work tomorrow. Boohoo. Bench, Young Red Dragon. Belly, nothing today, but I did eat last night. They need to eat today. Yeah, if you're not done your Bench and Belly yet, what are you working on? Or if I haven't read it out, put it in again. What are you working on? And what are you having for dinner, or what have you had for dinner? AJ Dodgers, welcome AJ, says, love the Y-Wing. It's such a plucky old ship. I love the Y-Wing. It's the best ship of all. The best of all the Star Wars ships is the Y-Wing. Reggie Modeler, I'm not. It's true. All of it. I don't know what we're talking about. There used to be a mobile home pot very close to South Fork that they never showed off for some reason. Yes. I want a Y-Wing that had the extra panels to make it look like the Clone Wars era, says Dan Kramer. Yeah, no. No. Boring compared to the proper Y-Wing. I know how it works, but... Yeah. Right, lower starboard engine mount. This should be a quick process, I suspect. Take all the components provided this time. All the components plus some screws. One of the 2 screws. Fit the 2 pins on the back of the small... I've got to remind me... I've done this before twice now, but I always forget. Fit the 2 pins on the back of the small plant-on detail. Why can't they just say greeble? Oh. Into the holes in the triangular leading edge support. Oh, you mean there? Wait, what? I appear to be missing a part. Now, we've had this before with this specific... okay. Double checking the packaging. I do appear to be missing the bit that goes in the back of that. Well, that's a bit untoward. What issue are you on? We're on issue 440. I do appear to be missing a piece. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's not there. It's not under there. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can live without it. It's just cosmetic more than anything else. Unless it's fallen off in the bag. No, just checking the bag. Not a sign. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. How sad. Never mind. No, it's definitely not there. Let me just have a quick look on the floor. Just to double check. Now, sir. Yeah. And not a... Oh well. Not to worry. Not to worry. It's not the end of the world. It's a tiny little greeble that serves no purpose, so it'll be fine. That's a bit disappointing. Well, basically, it's a little bit that goes on inside here, and it just is like a couple of little blobs. I can live without it. It's fine. Annoying, but it's fine. I've done the 1/72 wiring and the lid was the perfect grip. I'll say that again without running. I've done the 1/72. Oh, there it is. Where did that just come from? What? Can somebody just tell me where that was? It on? I don't get it. I don't understand where that was to just suddenly appear there where it wasn't. It's weird. Anyway, let's put these in then. Right, so that goes in there like that. You see, big old, small old cardboard box. Chris at Gross Models. He. Did it? Was it like in plain sight? Were you guys all sitting there going, "It's right there and you can't see it"? Yes, anyway, I've done the 1/72 wiring and the lead up to the perfect grey Falcon. It made all of the fiddly pipes and swears in the entire universe, as Quanah Man. After doing all the pipes on the Falcon, I've got to say, I'm not really dreading them on the wiring that much. You kind of develop a method for Bandai pipes and tubes after a while. I've got a method that I've kind of perfected over the years for dealing with very thin pipes and tubes and stuff. Looks like a brilliantly fitting part, but it fits just about. Get me squishy ended things back so I can push that in. I'm using these because they've got like these rubber grips and it's not metal all the way down to the end, so I can use it to sort of squish things in a little bit. I will put a little bit of glue on there because it's not anything important. There we go. I'm saving the wiring for when I'm more confident in my painting, says Candygram. Handy tip for the wiring, it's basically exactly the same as the Falcon. In fact, and most of the Rebel ships, the X-Wing, the wiring and the Falcon, they're all kind of the same paint job because they all kind of, not exactly, but they kind of all have that same base colour. That off-white colour, it's kind of the same for all of them, so you can use the same techniques and methods. Fix the bracket on the back of the leading edge to support the engine mount in this position. Et voilà. Good. Alors. Click. Press the left hand XW02 screw. That is my screwdriver. There it is. XW02 screw. That one. Yeah, so like the white for the X-Wing is pretty much the same white as on the Falcon and pretty much the same off-white as on the Y-Wing. So if you've got, if you've done your Falcon or your wiring, you can kind of do a Falcon. If you've done a Falcon, you can do a wiring. It's the same basic thing. Obviously, there's yellows and things and different colours as well, but if you're doing gold squadron or blue squadron or red squadron, if you're doing like red jammer or something like that, that screw doesn't want to go any further, but it's still spinning, but that's fine, don't really mind. There we go. The complete assembly looks like this. You will start building the sublight engine onto the engine mount in the next few stages. That's it. Lock S-foils in attack position. Despite the urgency of their mission, Red Leader calmly followed procedure during the approach to the Death Star, ordering each member of the squadron to check in, then ordering them to go into attack mode as the formation neared their target, and it became a free-for-all. Yes. How many of you... Oh, just spaceship. Sexy spaceship. Sexy, sexy, sexy trouser 10 times. Yeah. How many of you thought it was lock X foils in attack position for many years? How many? I bet a lot of you did. Years, probably until later life. I bet you all thought it was X foils. Retro Rabbits, it was stuck to the big bit, says Chris. Oh, cool. Fell out of that, did it? Thank you. Hello, what did I miss? Hello, Retro Rabbit Studios. How are you doing? The Headhunters, forerunners of the X-Wing. Again, stupid Clone War design nonsense. Not pleasing to look at in any way. No. Don't. It's just, no. Just shut up. It's not. It's just, no. We're not looking at that. Sebulba, champion racer. By far the favourite today. I don't know why I did him like a Khajiit, but there you go. We'll zip past these couple of blank pages where there's nothing on this page at all. I was just assuming that's what was written on here, because there's nothing actually written on here at all. There's no words or anything like that. Lower starboard engine. Here we go. Here we go. Fiddly times with the fiddly bits. Right, so this is issue 41. Let me get the bag of bits. Not 41, that's 46. 41. What you've missed so far is I've sworn at some screws. I've tried to hold something with like 5 hands I haven't got. I've probably messed some things up. I've had a few neurotic moments with bits that didn't seem to look right, and that's about it really. Just the normal stuff for me, I guess. Just normal fox building time, you know, ineptitude, general ineptitude. What's a waffle? The usual. The usual. 06 screws. These will be put into the filing area. Do 06. Yeah, when you watch the animated series of the Clone Wars, or the Clone Wars animated series, it makes you realise how good the prequel films could have been if it hadn't been for George Lucas just bollocksing them up. Because it's entirely on him that they were garbage. Take the lower front case. This is the bit I never get now because it never makes any sense when they say how to do it. 2 pins that fit into the mounting posts. Mounting post. The notch indicated by the red arrow should face inwards. That way. I seem to have changed the black paint on. I'm sure it wasn't this black last time I did one of these. Yes. I don't like these bits. They never seem to go in properly. Again, you're trying to line up a peg and a hole without actually being able to see the peg and the hole, which is never a winning situation. I can't see the bit I'm supposed to be lining up effectively. Yeah. Now we'll be making a lot of the bits of the engine in here and the engine interior parts, but again, we won't be doing any of that. We're not going to disassemble the engine cowlings and stuff once. This is a pain in the bum. We're not going to be disassembling any of the engine cowling and stuff once it's all put together, because you're never going to see inside. And it'll just get a nice coat of various weathering colours. This is not fun. I can't see the peg and the hole. I can't see what I'm lining up. And I'm not enjoying this at all. Right, let me do it down here where I can see. Right, there's... Aha! There we go. Do we go? There we go. Do we go? Well, do we do? Do we do? Do do don't do 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 do? Yeah, that's in. Faff. I don't know. Next, we need all these bits here. Gemini capsule rocket thruster parts, which on the studio model would have been. Who? Innocent me? Never. You missed the bit. Oh, there's a bit of plastic there. Where are we? Why are some pages of the magazine blank? I don't know. It's funny that we keep finding them. You missed the bit when Fox marvelled at the awesomeness of the prequel trilogy and his total love of Jar Jar Binks, says Quano Man. Quano Man, your spelling never fails to scare me. Yeah. I want to say a Doug Jedi. I'm hoping to see one in High Republic, but I know it's not likely. Yes. Yeah, it just shows you the Clone Wars animated series how good it could have been. The movies, the prequel movies, if Lucas hadn't just been anywhere near it, basically. But because he was, they were garbage. Why were they garbage? Because nobody had the cojones to tell George Lucas no. But then that makes sense, because would you say no to George Lucas? No. So that's that bit for the lower half of the gyro cone over the projecting pins of the horizontal vane. This way round. What? That's completely wrong. Wait, what? No, it's me that's completely wrong. Oh, there we go. Wrong way around. Hello, hello, hello. I did an oopsie. Hang on. I need my spudger. Where's my spudger? Where's my spudger? Spudge! Spudging time. Ow. Spudging time. There we go. Always make sure you have a spudger of some sort. Just don't get one with the sharp end and then grab it in your hand, because it's never a good idea. I was about to say that's the wrong way around, but it was me that was doing it the wrong way around, because I'm a special. It's special. That way around, Fox. That way around. There you go. That's better. That's Tetley. There we go. Don't be like Fox. Read the instructions and look at the pictures properly. When you assume, you just make an ass of you and me. That's how it works. Agreed, he should have given the story beats to good writers and directors. Everyone on the set was too busy telling him how genius he was. He should have just not had any involvement at all. He should have been like a consulting producer or something. Being irksome now. Beep. Oop, hello, burpage. And now this isn't wanting to go in because the peg is not going into the hole. What? That's his loss. That needs to go through there. That needs to go through there. That needs to go into that hole there. Actually squash down, but it doesn't want to squash down. Eh. I don't really want to do any damage to it, but I haven't got any soft pliers to... Don't really want to snug together very well. The pegs and the holes don't seem to want to snug together perfectly. Hang on, let me try to squash it on the side of the desk. Until they fit flush, they do not fit flush. There's only so much pressing I can do. I know what I've got. I know what I've got. Oh, no, I haven't. I thought I had some rubber-tipped pliers. I clearly do not. Oh, well. It was a good idea. It was a novel idea. Never mind. Okay, right, so. Mama Fox is watching something on her iPad downstairs because there's weird-ass noises coming from downstairs. Fit the 2 pins. Oh, hang on. Now I've got to put this bit on first. Right. Fit the longer pin on the cooling vents, the hole in the lower half of the gyro cone. That's the longer pin there. And you want it to be there. Yeah. Again, in the first one, that was a real nightmare to put in place. It was you felt it was going to snap. This one, not so bad. It says fit the 2 pins on the upper half and the cone into the stand. It needs to be that way. The thing to note on these is it does have this has ejector pin marks on it, as does this flat part here. And it actually shows the ejector pin marks on each one. So you need to make sure that this comes through like that. The ejector pin marks on this side. He says, like he knows what he's talking about. I haven't got a clue. God, they don't make some of these a real tight fit. I know they need to go together and stay together. We want to be together. But some of these are a bit too tight. There we go. Click, click, clunk, click before every trip. Well, these two, this not going together brilliantly, but never mind. This completes the engine internals, which you can now install on the engine mount. So, there's the engine mount. Align the upper shroud with the 2 curved slots and the semicircular intake on the engine mount. I know what all those words mean individually, but as a collective whole, it's not that much makes sense. Because it needs to be the bit on the wing, that's why. So this, it goes there like that. Like that, you see? Like right there. Oops. Sits on there like that, you see? With the sticky up bit sticky up. Match up the 2 lugs on the lower front engine casing. What? That goes like that. It'll sit in the front there. So what now? Yeah. That goes like that. Sits on there. That will go on there. That will sit flat there. Weird ass noises. What? I'm assuming you make an ass out of you and Ming the Merciless, and he hates that. Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything have you got for me today? The inhabitants refer to it as the planet Earth. Right, okay, that went together better than in the other build as well. There's a little hole in the top there that this pings into, but I can't see the hole because it's black. There's a little hole that the thing locates into, but I can't see it, Captain. It will only go in. Aye, are we in Balgid heat? Hang on, I'm just doing it off table so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Right. Yes, so you do get some internal details that go here. Not on this. Well, this is a lower engine, so you won't get anything because this is where the legs go. But on the upper wings, you get all the internal for the engines. And when you actually get them all together, and you can't see in there. So what I'm going to do when I paint this is just basically paint the whole colour. And then the interior here will be just various dark greys and dirt and effect shades and weathering, grimes, just to make it look like an intake. I'm not going to be worried about the black and the grey and stuff like that because it's just going to look grubby and dirty, so it'll all come good in the end. Guiding the pin, glue puts them together. Turn the assembly over and drive 2 X06 screws through the holes in the engine thing. There. I think. But there's one hand now. Thanks, Obama. I shall rest that on there so I can put the screw on the screwdriver like that, was it? It sounds really weird, but I kind of wish they hadn't bothered with all the internal bits for the engine. Because that's not screwing in at all. That's just spinning around. What? 6 screws there, or 6 screws? That 06 screw just spinning nonchalantly. And here. That one goes in. That one's just spinning like a loon. That won't come out. Come on, damn you! This one is neither screwing in nor unscrewing. Sorry, was that a bit loud? Oh, there we go. Right, it's gripped in now. It was just not gripping for some reason. Yes, it's almost like I almost wish you hadn't bothered with the interiors for the upper wings because they're a faff to build. They're kind of a pain. And once the cover's on there, if you imagine this was an upper wing and there's interiors in there, you're hardly going to see them. But hey, you can only assume that somebody perhaps might want to make this and have the thing open. Not again, this is a lower wing, so you don't get any of that. You can now assemble the undercarriage's doors. So this piece needs to go on here. Take the lower engine casing, apply it to here like this, you see? There. Excellent. And to screw-matate that into place. Drive the screws into there and there. So it's a repeat of the same procedure that we've just done in the previous procedure. Yep. Everything's a hole. Getting old. Is this wing 2 or 3? Says Raging Model. This will be wing number 3. Wing die. Lower wing number 2. Wing number 3. The thing is, I know what's going to happen though. I've just marked them 1, 2, and 3, and I'll mark this one 3 and the one 4. Then it'll come to like, take the wing you made in issue this, that, and they'll be like, wait, which one's that one? Is that 1 or 3 or 2? What? They won't say, take the first wing you made, take the second wing you made. They won't say that. Now, this is where I struggled on the last time to do this. 2 undercarriage doors, the hinge retainers. Hinge retainer across the universe. Line up the undercarriage door this way around. Which one is it? Is it 3 or 4? You don't tell me which one it is. Oh, okay. They've got different interior detail. Okay. That looks nothing like that one. But it does look like that one. Okay. Vague. Mount. So I've got to line up the hinges with the holes. This is where we struggled the first time to get them to click in so that you could get the hinges with the holes. Hook the projecting pins to these grooves on the other side. So pop through there. That pops through. Oh, I don't like doing this. There we go. Excellent. Take the left undercarriage door. Do the same. Ooh, it's not straight. Hello. That's a bit skew with. Hello, a moment. How can a bit that's screwed in place not actually be straight? That makes no sense at all. Repeat the same procedure on this side. You can't just, it doesn't actually lock in place because you have to feed the little hook up and back, which is a little bit nerve-wracking because you don't want to break anything, because that would be sadness. There we go. Et voila. The perfectly, see, oh, actually they don't close too badly, I suppose. They don't look too bad. Check that they open and close smoothly. Well, they close smoothly. Opening, they yeah, they open a little bit. They close ish. Wouldn't say it was smooth, but they open and close anyway. I suppose they've got little sort of lips that lock into these little holes here, so that's kind of cool. That works. Now, holding the doors in place, take one of the hinge retainers, or holding the doors in place, they're kind of in place anyway. Goes this way up, and fits over the two lugs between the hinge pins, locking the hinges in place. Like, not like that. Oh, fox, you idiot. There we go. Fits over the, there we go. And 2 X06 screws. How frustrating is it watching me stumbling my way through this nonsense? Is it on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is Jesus Christ fox and 10 is pretty much the same, but with the swear word? Retro Rabbit's just won 2 free muffins from McDonald's. Yay! Boo, not a burger. Yeah, a burger would have been better. I appreciate the free food, McDee's, but bring the meat next time, yeah. Assemble the targeting computer. Boink, splat. Done that bit. What if they did clear parts so you can change how you wanted it displayed? You mean like for the engine and stuff? Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, the only thing I mean, they need to give you reasons. They need to basically pad it out to 100 issues or 80 issues, whatever it is. They need to pad it out to 50 issues. So they're going to have lots of bits that you're never going to see once it goes together, but they're going to do them anyway. So that makes sense. And again, it's like the paint job. It seems stupid, but I understand why they've done it. And I know there'll be people out there that might actually take a knife to some of the parts and open up some of the engine area so you can see the engine inside, as if it was like undergoing maintenance or was damaged or something. There'll be somebody who'll do it so you can, they'll fiddle with the panel so you can pop them off with magnets and stuff. See the engine inside. Yeah. I seem a shame. For mostly things you're never going to see again. Oops-a-daisy. Oops-a-daisy. That's that one in. Green Hef is the opening door. Yeah, that's this mistake. Check the doors open and close smoothly. They do indeed. That concludes this stage. Ooh, and then there's some nonsense rubbish on the back with the nonsense ship that makes no sense. It's rubbish. Right, that's issue number 41. Right, what are we on? We're on 20 to 6. Let's have a look. What issue have we got now? We have issue 42, which is going to be... Issue 42 is going to be... Yeah, we get issue 42 done. More Y-wing stuff, look. Oh, Sexatron, that is. Oh, Sexatronica ships. Oh, yeah. The TIE Fighter, early concept work. Yes. Imperial fighters buzz about everywhere. That's the model of, it's the model of the original Sam McQuarrie sort of speed sports car design of the X-Wing. And there's the original design of the Falcon before it became the Falcon that we know and love. Do 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 do. Oh yes. They need to do a Y-wing. Seriously, if they did a Y-wing, I'd be the happiest kid in class. Seriously, need to do a Y-wing. They really do need to do a Y-wing. When they've done the X-wing, they need to do a partwork Y-wing. I would give all my spleens. Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely. Not even on camera. Lovely, 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 lovely. Lovely, lovely. Lovely. By the time of the rebellion against the Empire, Y-wings have been largely relegated to planetary defense duties. They remain popular with the rebels because of their rugged durability and efficient built-in hyperdrive. Most Y-wings of the period had their old turret replaced, and in the case of the single-seat BTL A4 Y-wing, carried a pair of fixed ion cannons. But also X-wings has a hyperlight drive as well, so that's weird. Right, 42. We'll do this one. And then we'll call it a day and we'll carry on tomorrow. Put that over there. And it's sealed anyway. Oh. I keep forgetting the plastic packing comes in little cells sometimes. You have to pop the cell. I'm starving. Oh, I need my noodles. I need my noodles. Whoa. There we go. Hi all, I must have missed the notifications, says Ian Thompson. Also, I posted on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, but hey, never mind. Always find it funny that the Rebel wing starcraft in the Star Wars universe are named after English letters when they use Arabesh. Well, yeah. Edward Leonard's in. Afternoon, all Fox. Afternoon, Edward. I bet you will be, Raging Modeler. I bet you will be. I'm doing the finger of shame at bad writing now. I bet your will be to buy all transparent pieces on Shapeways or something. I bet you'll be able to. So you can see, yes, you probably can. Now, this is like a clamshell thing for little bits. Always, if you get these, always check that the little tiny little parts haven't got stuck by static cling to the other side. Now, Steve, B3, if B3 was watching, if Steve was watching this, Steve, imagine what you could do with that. He's not watching, but little sort of, it's like a little control panel. It's like something on the front of Darth Vader's outfit. I like that. I'll throw it away now, though. Are you suggesting some sort of vacuum forming using clear plastic to replace the original parts? Asks Ian Thompson, and Raging Modeler says, that or 3D printing? Yes, I will be. I was hoping that, like I said, I am being provided these by DeAgostini. I'm not subscribed to this partwork at all. I'm very, very lucky. But I was kind of hoping that I'd be lucky enough they'd subscribe me to the premier, the prestige one, the premium one that has the pilot figure, but they haven't. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to go on to Shapeways at some point, and somebody will do a 1/18 scale figure for this X-wing. They will do. I'll find one. There's blurb on John Dutch Vander. Right, let's get this made. Stop waffling, I need a wee, so we'll get this made quickly. So let's have a look. Right, here we go. Here's the bits that make me nervous. So we need to first of all attach this to that. This goes here. This is the bit that never seems to fit until it fits. And as is the way in these last few bits we've just done, it probably work on this one where it didn't work on the last one. In there. That will be getting some glue because that is in no way a good solid attachment. Apologies, I knocked the microphone then. There you go, click, and it goes in. Glue just kind of lubricated it a little bit to go into place there. Like on the first one, the first engine, for some reason the first issues with the first bits of wing, they were the real nightmare. That I ended up snapping it because it wouldn't, one of the little tabs off because it wouldn't fit. I'm wondering why the stream chat wasn't lined up and somehow the video feed rewound 2 hours. Don't. Yes. I'm surprised B3 hasn't scratch built a Y-wing already unless he has. Yes, if they did a partwork of a Y-wing, I would just have a trouser tent for weeks. I'd find some way to be able to afford it. First of all, I'd spam them with emails saying, hey, I did the X-wing, can I do the Y-wing for you as well? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And they probably would say no, and they'd tell me to go away. I'm still not quite sure how much to get them to do this, to be honest. Oh, it's because somebody mailed me, that's why. This needs to go in there. There you go, that's that bit done. Hooray! Yes, I was very lucky that somebody mailed me to do this. They said, would you want to do a collaboration? We'll send you all the issues. But it was some guy from Spain, like the Spanish PR department. And then when I never heard back from him, I got the impression that he probably shouldn't have contacted me and regretted it. But then I mailed the UK guys and said, this guy in Spain said I can have all this, so can you sort it out? So, yeah. But massive thank you to them. The kindness of the guys to send me all these is incredible. Right. Part H, first of all. H is a little U-shaped device, which goes... I'm pretty sure, like we've done this before, it wasn't this one that went on first. Oh, let's switch it up a little bit, keep things interesting. U-shaped device. Do DeAgostini take suggestions for partworks? Hey, Jamie Bone is in. Jamie Bone, welcome, hey. Wow, that whole actual sentence fell over then, didn't it? Jamie Bone is in. Hey, Jamie, welcome. Is what I was trying to say. Press part E firmly into place. If I knew which specific one part E was, without you just saying part E, it'd be great, but I don't. So let's just tip them out. Always make sure there's no parts left in the plastic packaging. Part E is not A, B, C, D, E. They've not actually labelled them on the instructions. They've not actually put. They did on the older ones. Part E, which is one of these, probably this one. No point telling me it's part E if you haven't labelled it as part E somewhere else, really, is there? Did DeAgostini take suggestions for part works? Highly unlikely. They are not renowned for their service, let's say. I've never had a problem with them. But yeah, it's probably not the kind of thing they take suggestions for. I think I'm gluing these on, by the way. This kind of thing, they need to know there's a big demand straight away. I mean, there's no harm in mailing them saying, hey, please, can you do? Because if a billion other people do that, they'll be like, oh, there's a demand for that. But these things are probably planned so far in advance that I'm pretty sure they already know what the next one's going to be. If there is, I mean, I was amazed they did the X-Wing after. I thought the Falcon was going to be a one-off. So I was really happy when they did. We're going to do the X-Wing. And what they tend to do is like do a limited launch where they do the first few issues, just to see what the demand is. And if it goes well, then they'll relaunch it usually 6 to 8 months later or a year later as an actual proper full-on launch. Not all the time. That's usually how it goes. They usually do a limited launch, which is just a couple of issues, not episodes. Simpleton. And then they relaunch it. And it's just really to assess demand. This one goes in hard like this, you see. I always have problems with these little pegs that are at funny angles, because I never get them to go in the holes. Go in the holes. There you go. I was worried I'm going to snap them off or something. Yeah, but if they did a Y-wing, I would... First thing I'd do is I'd contact them and say, hey, I did the X-Wing. Do you fancy doing the same thing again? Because that was brilliant, thank you very much. I'd probably guess it's highly unlikely I'd get away with it. I don't think I'll be lucky enough to get this again. I think I was just incredibly lucky in a set of circumstances at the time that meant I can't get this in. That meant it kind of worked out nicely. But I don't think it'd happen again. But if it didn't, then I just have to find some other way to do it. Then again, I say that, what I'd actually do first is let's wait and see what the hell I decide to do with this once it's finished. Because I might get this done and realise it's a major pain in the backside to have a 4-foot long X-Wing and nowhere to put it, that I can't ship to anybody if I sell it. And I might just decide, you know what, I'd love to do it, but I can't be doing with a 6-foot long Y-wing filling the house up at the end of the day. But if it was possible, I would do it in a heartbeat. I know it wouldn't be like, you know, incredibly accurate. By the way, I know I'm taking off the fake paint with this glue, but again, we're going to repaint all this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I know it won't be the most accurate thing in the world. I don't really mind. It's fine. This one goes here. That's a good enough grip. I think that can just, I'll glue it anyway. And I'm not expecting, you know, ridiculous accuracy from these anyway. Again, it's the limitations of, it's a part work. It's not a model kit where they, you know, they just make the model. It's not how it works. It's a part work. You know, there were various things thrown at the accusations about the Falcon, DeAg Falcon not being accurate, especially the interior, and limitations of that. But again, they've got to figure out what they can do over a round number of issues. At the end of the day, they've got to fit it into maybe 100 issues. Take the 7 plant on details and photographs opposite. Oh, there we go. They do label them. I take it back. It's on the other page I haven't gone to yet. Right, so I take it back. Nim says, I'm awake and I'm in pain. Sorry to hear that, Nim. Stupid changing weather. Take care, dude. Hope you feel better soon. Right, I want to see. He is 1, 2, blob 2, 3. 1, 2, blob 3, which is that one. Yeah, so if they didn't answer wiring, the first thing I do is say, hey, can we do this? Can I do another one, please? I doubt it'd work. If that was the case, I'd then have to figure out how to pay for it. I say it wouldn't, you know, the Falcon got shouted at for some accuracy issues. This X-Wing, again, this X-Wing itself isn't 100%, you know, the most accurate thing in the world. Doesn't matter. It's a big-ass X-Wing. It's the size of the studio filming miniature. And let's be perfectly honest, the only other way to get a studio scale X-Wing is to pay a lot more than £1,000 for a professionally built and painted model based on the old Captain Cardboard resin copies, or similar, you know, there's various other ones out there. Basically, if you want a studio size X-Wing, you're going to pay a lot of money, or you go for this. So you can have a trade-off of a few inaccuracies here and there. If you're competent and builder, you can twiddle it and fiddle around with it and update it. Stuff will come out in shape ways, so it's a good starting point if nothing else. Because that's that. I've got one left that I don't know where it goes. This one is F, which I totally didn't do. I jumped over that one. I should have done that when I did I. Goes there. So yeah, I can live with a few inaccuracies here and there. When you can, if this was like a standard, you know, 1/48 scale model kit, it'd be like, really? You know, like if this was like a, you know, imagine like a Revell kit. Revell kits are garbage. They're not accurate at all. But then they're just garbage. They're like 20, 30 quid. You know, you don't expect it. And like you say, you might say, well, yeah, you paid £1,000 for this though. So don't you expect some accuracy? It's like, no, I expect them to fill up 100 episodes of stuff and get an impressive looking model at the end of it. I don't expect incredible quality because it's fine. Something that's inexcusable in a 20 or 30 quid plastic model is kind of fine on something this big and this unusual that's a part work, because there's only so much they can do in 100 issues. Right, and that concludes issue 42. And that concludes this live stream, because I need an enormous wee. And I need to go and get the dinner. And people sure pretty will pay the shipping, as the model plus shipping will still be cheaper than doing the part work themselves, says Ian Thompson. No. Because if I was to sell this, the model itself costs £1,000 just for the part work. And if I put 100 hours into painting it, and let's say I charge £10 an hour, they wouldn't be getting this for £1,000 if it's fully painted up. But yes, the difficulty of shipping this anyway is it would have to be crated. It couldn't be just put in a cardboard box. You'd have to crate it, or at least get a big storage box. I couldn't disassemble. I don't think it'll be disassemblable. When somebody gets this, they don't want to have to reassemble it. So yeah, you're talking about proper shipping crates. If I do sell it, which I'd love to, because it'd be a whole metric shitload of money, I'd probably have to make it collection only. Yeah, hope you feel better soon, Nim. Take care, my friend. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the lid down on my screws for safety purposes. It is coming up to 5:56. I'm going to put my other glasses on now so I can see. I will carry on tomorrow. I might start around about lunchtime, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock tomorrow, because we've got a few episodes to get through, issues to get through. So we'll get them done ASAP. ASAP. We'll try and get that done. So there'll be no Skyrim stream tomorrow. We'll be doing this instead. But like I said, I'll try and start early, about 12, 1 o'clock, something like that, depending on what time I actually get my ass out of bed and get all the usual household chorey stuff done before I can do any kind of streaming. So we shall see. Iron Man, says Ian Thompson. Yeah, is that going now, or is that still potentially going? Because I know it was like we might do it, but we might not, because that was in the initial test run phase, wasn't it? Where they do a limited run of 1 or 2 issues and then stop. And then a year later, they tend to come back and say, right, we're going to do it now, but they don't always do that. To stupid changing weather. I'd love to do a B-wing, says Retro. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the B-wing. I don't know what they do that, because it's just basically a big wing, isn't it? So I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I'd much prefer a Y-wing, I think. Oh, the Greebles! Oh, yes. Anyway, that's going to do us. I need to go for a great big wee. I will be back tomorrow. I say keep an eye on, because you can't trust YouTube's announcements. First of all...
Slap it on.
Yeah, always. You can't trust YouTube's announcements. So first and foremost, keep an eye open on the Model Makers Boom Hut, on my Facebook page, on my YouTube community page, on Patreon, on Twitter, and on the Discord channels. That's where I post. I always post up when I do a video. Facebook, Boom Hut, Patreon, community page on the YouTube. If you've never seen that, by the way, a lot of YouTube channels now have a community page where it's posting pictures. Go to the main YouTube channel, homepage for my channel. You should already be able to go there because you need to know about playlists. You should be going there to get to playlists anyway. Go to that and there'll be a tab, community at the top. Click on that. There's a whole news feed there. I post stuff up in there. So yeah, it'll go on Facebook, it'll go in the Boom Hut, on Twitter, Instagram. I'll post up on the community page, I'll post up in Discord. I always post up and say the stream will be starting. It might be the stream starts in 10 minutes, or it might be the stream starts in 3 hours. Go and have a look, keep yourself up to date. Don't trust YouTube to tell you when something starts streaming, because their notifications are always broken. I won't be in many streams for the next couple of weeks as on holiday, says Jamie Bow. Well, I hope you have a good time on holiday, and let us know where you're going anywhere nice. Hopefully somewhere warm and sunny. But if you do go away, stay safe. Just, be careful travelling right now. Yes, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll post up on the Facebooks and stuff at what time I will start the stream, and we'll get up to date on the issues. And then what I might do, I don't know whether to do this each month, because you get 5 issues a month. I might do it every month, 5 issues, or I might just leave it like this to 2 or 3 months and then build it up into a couple of days worth of streams. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's going to do me. So I will say thank you very much for watching. It's very, very kind of you. Don't forget, of course, if you don't already do so, if you'd like to help support this channel, keep this channel going, because, I do this for a living, and without your support, I'd have to go and get a job and not be able to do any work on here, couldn't do any content for you. The channel would die on the vine. So massive thank you to my supporters. If you want to help support it, you can, of course, if you want to do super chats during live streams, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button underneath any of my videos or on the homepage. That way you can support the channel. You can become a patron over on patreon.com/modelmakingguru. The address is there. But don't, of course, forget to like and subscribe as well. That always helps. And give me a thumbs up, so that helps me in the listings. But yeah, take care of yourselves. I shall see you all tomorrow. I think Dexterous Crafter is on tonight after this, doing her little bits and bobs. So go and have a look at that. I kind of don't know who streams anything anymore. I know a few people, outside of a few people I know, like Chris and Ted and Colin. I don't remember who streams what. There's too many of you for me to remember. I don't even know my own name. So never mind. But yes, take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome like this. Go be awesome. And I shall say, adios amoebas. and I shall see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Adios to me, but I just said all that duplicate, didn't I? I'm going home now. Bye!